What is up, everybody? You can't see me. Let's see if I can figure that out right now. Because. Not that I
Just
really
be
care
John
about that.
Cena all
No,
night.
that's always a possibility. I hate my fucking webcam, dude. I don't know why.
Have you
Always
tried
does
turning it
this.
off and turning it back on?
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, that is one thing that I have tried. There we go. We are so back. This is mock draft number 9 because last week's or 2 weeks ago we did mock draft number 9 and that was bullshit. So, just fucking run it back. How do you want to do this? Do you want to each of us do our own one round as our last predictive, or do we want to do a full 2 rounder since we missed out on that the last time?
Mm, I mean, I'm down for either. I probably won't do my final predictive one until next week.
That's
Um,
probably what I was
so
also planning on doing, but
I'm down to do another 2 round and just
run it.
yeah. I'm down
No, let's do
either way.
that. Let's do that, and then we can at some point maybe just I don't know do something with our final 1 round mocks.
Mhm.
All right. So odd draft. I'm picking first Mendoza.
Easy money. Um, okay. It's been a while on Rusty. Make sure I'm using my big board.
Oh shit! I didn't do that.
No, I mean you don't have to.
No, I should. I made
I
one
just
pick.
forgot
What
to do
what
it.
difference does it make?
Yeah, it's fair. All right. Let's see. Mendoza. All right. Jets at 2. I've seen some people say they're going to trade down. Try. I've seen obviously a lot of everybody's been saying the Cowboys are the team, which I know we mildly talked about. I know I definitely had to move up and get somebody pretty early on at one point, just because they had the 2 first-round picks. It kind of makes it easy. Um, plus, where they pick at 12, like there's going to be a solid player there, but I think in this class, moving both first even to go get one of the top like 4 guys is probably worth it. Not saying they're going to do it here, but um, yeah, I don't know. I just I think that they're one team that probably is calling to trade up, but now that I've seen it everywhere so many times, it makes me think that it's definitely not happening.
Mm-hmm.
And saying all of that, obviously, this is me. I'm taking Sonny Styles, and I'm not
Right.
thinking twice.
Right. Yep.
Now, I'm doing this predictively, so I would say that there's a chance that they do that because I know how much Aaron Glenn likes his linebackers,
Mm-hmm.
and I've heard people say that they think that Styles is like a souped-up Jack Campbell, which I'm pretty sure I made a joke about something about him just being better Jack Campbell
Mm-hmm.
as well. I forgot who else I heard say that recently, and I was like, hey, that sounds about right. But if that's the case, Jack Campbell's he's like a top 5 linebacker in the NFL right now, probably. At least close. So if he has the
When he's
ability to be
healthy,
that
that's the
good,
problem.
sure. Um, my next pick for them would be David Bailey. Now, there's been a lot of hate about David Bailey lately. Might not go
Underdog
top 10
tweeted 1 month ago like side by side of their height, weight, and like all their testing numbers
of who of
of
Campbell and Styles.
yeah. Sonny
Yeah,
Styles was
similar
one spot, I
Styles.
think, above Jack Campbell, one spot below Luke Kuechly or something like that.
I don't see a world that he's bad. I just don't. But in saying all of that, I know
If he
David
was going to be
Bailey is
bad,
kind of
the Jets would find a way to make it happen. I'll just say that.
true. It's true. The David Bailey discourse is weird. It's just like now there's hype that he's going 2, but then I also see like if he doesn't go 2, he's going to drop to like
47.
10, 11, 12. Yeah, like late. So I don't know. I would take one of those two guys. I still do like Arville Reese, and I do think that it's one of those three guys. Obviously, they can get that same linebacker convo I just had about Styles, just in a different way with Arville. Obviously, he has some pass rush ability that Styles doesn't have. Part of me wants to, like, in my predictive one, I probably will go Bailey just because I did that from, like, the get-go, and I just kind of want to stick with it. But if I had to put, like, money on it today, I think it's going to be Arville Reese. I feel like there's too many things pointing to that. I think it's easier to sell to, if they have to sell it to, like, the owner or whoever, like, hey, this guy could be a pass rusher, because they're going to have to pay him. And if they're paying, and if he's playing linebacker, and this same argument goes for Sonny Styles, like they immediately become, if they're playing off-ball linebacker, they're like immediately easily top 10, higher than that, I think, like closer to a top 5 paid linebackers in the league per like year already, or like close to it. They're like top 10, I think. But and that's a hard pill to swallow if you're taking a rookie and if he sucks. So, but I'm going to give him Reese just because you could swing it like, oh, well, he's an edge rusher too. He's not just an off-ball linebacker. So I'm going to do that. Not what I would do, but it's kind of what I feel is going to happen.
I like that.
But I do think it's one of those three guys. Like I want to do David Bailey.
One thing at you. My one coworker and I were talking about this earlier, and I don't know. I don't think that I think it makes sense personally. But if a team offered the Jets a second-round pick for Breece Hall, would you consider going Jeremiah Lovett too?
Personally, me, no.
Okay, I agree with that.
But I understand partially. Someone said the same thing about the Dolphins with Achane, but I think that's
an asshole.
But well, maybe it was you, but someone on a podcast I was listening to I don't remember. I listened to too many while I'm working, but
Locked On Dolphins.
No, it definitely was not Kyle Trask. He would not want this. It might have been Trevor Sycamore and Connor Rogers, but I don't want to for sure say that's who it was. But they were just like, I actually think they were like answering questions in chat because they were there. I guess they were live streaming and they had recorded it, and I was listening to it. And someone was asking about the Dolphins doing that type of thing. Oh, well, if they trade away Etienne, ETN, I don't know how you say his name now. Whatever, I'm gonna call him. Everybody's changing their names. I don't even know who's what anymore. Sorry, it's Travis Etienne. But maybe this one is Devon Etienne now. I don't know. But it makes less sense for the Dolphins, in my opinion, because I mean they're both pretty far away. I think the Jets roster is at least better than the Dolphins. But anyways, I don't think I would take, with how the Jets roster, like it's not the worst roster in the league, but it's not good. They have some pieces. I'm not taking running back at 2 as much as I love Jeremiah Love. No pun intended.
Right.
I just couldn't do it. I would rather just keep Priest but like I get it. You'd have to pay him. You get Love, but I mean Love's not gonna be cheap if you pick him 2 overall. He's again same conversation linebacker. I think he's a top 5 running back, like paid annually. Right. Him and Breece will probably be close. I mean Breece would be making more overall probably in his contract, but it would be close. And at that point,
well, you get younger. That's a big.
You get younger. Do I think Love has more upside than Breece? Probably yes, I do. But at the same time, like I would rather try to keep Breece and just draft an impact player here, like Sonny Styles.
I agree.
David Bailey.
The other thing that I think about it as well is The Jets, I'm just going to undo this pick real quick just so I can look at the picks that they have. They have 2, they have 16, they have 33, and they have 44. They have the top pick in the second round. They have 2 picks in the top 11 in the second round. Like,
Dolphins and Jets own this draft.
what do you... Well, yeah, and I get... But I'm saying, like, if a team offers you a second, like, okay, so what team is going to offer you their second round pick? It's going to be... Do the Texans do it with pick 38?
Oh.
I doubt it.
Probably
You're probably
not.
getting offered, like...
62 from the Broncos.
49 from the Vikings.
I mean, if I was the Vikings, I'd probably do it. I just don't know their money situation.
59 for the Texans. Maybe 62 from the Broncos. But, like, when you already have 3 picks probably before those picks...
Yeah.
Sorry, really 4 picks.
I'd be asking for a 27 pick, personally, if it was me. But it's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
And...
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think in this draft is Love good enough to go 2? I mean, yeah. I put him 3 multiple times, like, and 4. So, like, I mean, sure, he's good enough, I think, but I just think with the needs the Jets have and the players that are like, it's kind of different for the Cardinals where like none of the offensive linemen are like first. Like, there's a lot of good prospects, but there's not. We talk about this so many times. There's not a Joel and a Sewell.
Yep.
And that's their main need in my mind. I think linebacker also is, but again, it's not a premium position. So, like, and I wouldn't take Love necessarily for them if it was up to me, but, like, I could see it a little more for them. But, like, the Jets need wide receiver. Granted, I guess Tate good enough to go 2 in this draft, maybe, but they also need edge, and they need corner, and they need linebacker, and they need, I mean, they could probably use more help on the D-line, but I don't know. Like, if there's really good edge rushers here and you need an edge rusher, it's hard for me to take a running back over that with the guys who are here. So
I agree with that.
But I'm curious what you're going to do here because
I think it's.
I don't know what they're going to do. I do too.
And that's something that I saw today is now again we are fully embedded in smoke and mirror season, so I get that, and I understand that what I'm about to say could be complete and utter horseshit. But I saw a report that said that the Cardinals plan on treating this draft class very similarly to, I think it was 2023, when they traded out of the 3rd overall pick, and they still wound up drafting Paris Johnson, who was, like, by most people's accounts, their eventual pick anyway. So you're asking yourself, who here is going to come up to take David Bailey? Is probably... I
don't even know if it has...
It doesn't have to be David Bailey. It doesn't have to be David Bailey, but with the fact that Arvell Reese just went off the board... And yes, I know that Ruben Bain is still out there, but if there's a team that really likes one of those guys, I mean, Carnell Tate, you know, you're looking at the next 3 teams, they could take Tate.
4, the next 4, 5 teams, the next 6 teams, you know what I mean?
Really.
Titans,
and
Giants,
maybe one of those
Browns,
teams is the one that trades up for him, too, by the way. Like, that's a scenario.
Exactly.
And that's not even touching Downs or Styles, who obviously are the 2 top players on your board. You know, those are options. I still personally feel like Maui Noah is the guy that the Cardinals are going to want to take. I just think that they may maneuver and position themselves differently in order to take that guy. I know that that's not... It's kind of consensus at this point. And obviously when you start trading back, you're running the risk of, you know, that guy not being here anymore.
I've had Francis above Fano for pretty much the entire time. They've been close. I keep flip-flopping them. The reason why I just put Fano above Maui Noah is because from what I've heard, I haven't seen this from what I've watched from Francis, but people really think he's locked on the right side, which is fine, but you lose some flexibility, whereas Fano could play center, guard. I'm not saying Maui Noah can't play guard. I just think he might be locked on the right side. I think Fano can move around a little more, and I think they're similar enough in terms of like how I view them ceiling play and also like the production that they could bring now. That just that flexibility for me made them 1 spot above. So like I've thought it was Maui Noah for the Cardinals, and it definitely still might be because they need a right tackle. But I know there's been so much talk about Fano being able to play center too, so
Mhm.
like they might like that because I mean they don't have a great center. They have what
Holte
Roy
Freuchel.
Holt or whatever you say.
Yep.
Yeah, like, but I mean, and that might not even move like they might be just wanting a right tackle,
Yep.
so it might not matter. But yeah, no, I think that parallel to 2023 or whatever is solid because I'll be honest, like there's what 7 or 8, 6, 7, 8 offensive tackles that I think are probably going round one. And like, I mean, is there a world that I mean, there's a world that Caden Proctor's the first tackle taken? Like, I truly don't know.
Mhm.
Like Proctor, Freeling, Blake Miller, I doubt he's the first one, but like I think he's in the conversation, and obviously Fano and Maui Noah, like are those two are the two we've been mocking, pretty consistently as the first two. But like I keep hearing this that this and it's not a surprise. I've kind of been thinking this already because of how the class is. That I think this first round is going to be like one of the more unpredictable
Mhm.
first rounds that we've had,
100%.
and there's going to be a lot of trades. I think and it's going to be really hard to predict. Like and I think we're going to sit here and like we're watching the draft and it's going to be like holy crap! Like I would have never guessed that this team just made this pick. Like
Yep.
I think it's going to be crazy. So, but
Yeah.
obviously when you're doing like a predictive mock like this, it's hard to just be like, well, here's my crazy pick. Like, me and you have done a mock like that before, but it's like the Bengals drafting freaking Carnell Tate at 10. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yep.
something like that could happen, and it's just like why? Because it's the Bengals, but
Yep. And also, when you look at the 2023 draft, there was a lot of fucking trades that went down in that draft.
yeah,
So now I would argue that that's a different scenario than what we're looking at in this draft. I think the 2023 draft class was like a pretty good draft class overall, whereas this one that we're looking at, like for some intents and purposes, is not great. Like
depending on what
2023
positions you're needing.
was
Yeah,
Stroud, Will Anderson, Devin Witherspoon, Paris Johnson, Bijan, Jalen Carter, Darnell Wright,
yeah,
Skoronski. Like
yeah,
this first
way
round was
better,
gross.
way better.
This
Yeah,
draft, I think there's going to be a lot of trades, but I think it's kind of the opposite world where, like we talked about a couple times, once you start getting out of the top 10, you know, uh,
right.
some of these guys
I,
are starting to no longer really be quote unquote first round talent players, quote unquote, like, so to speak.
yeah, I've seen a lot of people say that they have like a 15 to 18 ish first round grades.
Mm-hmm.
So if that tells you anything, I don't really grade like I can sit here and look
No.
at my big board and like give up like okay, well I think it's about this many, but I don't actually give day one, day two grades, so I don't really have that. But I think I would probably agree. It's probably for me it would be like 20 or less. I don't think I'd have more than 20 first round grades probably. But in saying that, I think I probably have a good amount of like day two, like more than I thought I would. Um, After digging into it, like I will say that the class is way better than when I was going into this draft. I thought it was going to be way worse than what it actually was now. Like I've found a lot of guys. I'm actually watching them and not just watching them live in games. I've come to appreciate them a little more. I
Yeah,
think so.
that's fair.
But,
I also think it's
but
just it's also like a fantasy thing too, where there's not a lot of quarterbacks,
oh
there's not a
yeah,
lot of whatever. So
yeah.
I get
That
that, but
that always that always changes
um,
people's minds too.
I still think a trade's gonna be
I mean, if someone's trading up, in my opinion, it's for Tate, Styles, Bailey. I don't think someone's trading for Bane. I like him. Some of the off the field stuff, I just don't know. Like I don't know what to think right now about it.
coming.
Like I try not to make it like change my mind because I don't know anything about actually what actually happened, so it's not really fair to him. Obviously, I like Ruben Bane a lot. Um, but I think if any of that is actually true, I mean, like the fact that there's two different incidents, kind of don't like that. If it was just one thing, and it could have been like, okay, this is like a one-off. But there's been so much of that crap in the league right now
Mm-hmm.
happening that it does worry me a little bit. And
I've
but
also heard some things about David
again,
Bailey too, but that's neither here nor there.
really, like off the field or just like attitude stuff.
I guess both.
Oh,
like shoving a photographer on the field,
nice.
which I guess is
Well,
on
that's
the
cool.
field but also off the field.
Didn't
Um,
somebody just do that in the NFL? Who was that? Was
yeah,
it?
it was.
It was a player I don't like. I think. Was it a Raider? I don't remember. I don't remember.
Devontae Adams.
I was gonna say Devontae Adams too. Yeah. Oh. But anyways, yeah. I mean, like
I'm just
if
trying to think. So okay, obviously this is going to be somewhat dependent on what picks teams have to give to. Because like the Commanders, I think would be a team that would make sense to move up to this pick, but they don't really have the capital to do so. I could see the Chiefs because they have a good amount of capital. They have 2 firsts. The other thing that's tricky with it is that the Cardinals moved back 3 picks, like the equivalent of them moving back to the Browns pick, and they acquired a first, a second in that draft, and a first and a second in the next year's draft. I would be hard pressed to believe it's going to take that much for a team to move up this year.
people aren't moving their 27 picks like that, I guarantee it. Like
Like
they
if the
it's
Browns, I'm saying if the Browns were the ones that wanted to move up here, if it
yeah
took more than 6 and 39, I would be kind of surprised.
yeah I agree. I don't think it'll be that much personally. I mean, maybe there's some
Maybe
other stuff
six and
thrown in,
24
but
with
like
a with something at the back end or something like that.
yeah, like it wouldn't be a ton.
But
It's definitely not going to be multiple firsts. No, not for that small of a move.
right,
Now, if someone's trading from like 17 or something, yeah,
yeah.
okay. But yeah, I have a hard time thinking like besides like the Cowboys, I think the Chiefs make sense. I just think that they do have more like the needs that they have are actually like more glaring than people like. I mean, they're picking at 9 for a reason. Obviously, Mahomes is hurt, but like he also covers up a lot of stuff
I don't
that I think
disagree with that, but I'm saying that that's kind of my argument though. If the Chiefs trade up here and they take Carnell Tate,
I just think they need more
there's going to
players.
be an edge rusher in the second. You
Depends
know,
on what they have to give. I guess I think they'd have to give their second
you don't think that you think they'd have to
easily.
give both firsts and a second?
Oh, you're saying give both first? I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's impossible for sure. I just, if I was the Chiefs, I don't think I would do it because I think they need corner pretty badly. I think they need another edge badly, and I think they need wide receiver badly. I think they need a right tackle badly. And those are like premium positions.
Really?
Edge.
Because every Chiefs fan I've ever seen ever in the history of the universe says that there's no shot in which they ever consider possibly entertaining the idea of ever taking a right tackle this year. And everybody should shut the fuck up if they say it.
Well,
Hmm.
they could just be wrong. I hope they don't. I'll have Nick Benito just absolutely torch whoever the fuck's going to be sitting there at right tackle all year. I'm
Mm-hmm.
fine with that. I am. I mean, I don't care who they draft. He's going to torch him anyways. But like, just throw someone out there.
Yeah.
It's not going to be good if I can't even think of dude's name that they have there who they
Jalen
spent,
Warren.
and I think that's the one. Yeah. So whatever. If
Wanya.
that's what they want, then go for it. Yeah, sure. I'll take it. Um. Yeah.
It's a weird one too though, because if I'm the Cardinals, do I really want to move back with a team like the Cowboys? Because then I'm
If the
dropping almost a
Cowboys,
full 10 spots.
okay. Oh, if they're going for a tackle, I mean, again, the Browns are probably the Browns are taking. Okay, in my opinion, the Browns are taking a wide receiver or they're taking an offensive line. Like
Yes.
and I think it's probably if Tate's not there, they don't take a wide receiver.
Yes.
So then I think they're pretty much stuck at what the and I think there's a small chance that they could take Vega, but I think it's more
I
than likely a tackle.
I
If I had to
think
guess,
I think that the Browns' perfect scenario, the way that it would play out,
Tate and then tackle.
yes, but okay, second best scenario, the Cardinals
For me,
trade
it
back
is.
with a team like the Cowboys, who move up. Tate goes with one of the next 2 picks. If Tate's gone by the time that the Browns pick, I could see them
Mhm.
trading back with the Chiefs because at that point they're not giving up as much to come up 3 spots here. The Chiefs can then get one of Bailey or Bain or something else, tackle, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then if they take a tackle, the Browns still get to pick their tackle before the Cardinals come back up, and the Cardinals kind of get screwed.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, we'll have to see how it plays out, but I could also just
Well-
see some off the wall, like, I don't know.
Apparently, and I know this doesn't matter, but the betting favorite for the Cardinals right now is Arvo Reese, which makes sense because the Cardinals always take players like that and they fuck them up.
Mhm.
But obviously, he's not here
Mhm.
to pick because I messed that up. If the Cowboys move up, are they going to get David Bailey or Sonny Styles? I think it's hard
They have
to say
go
you're
Bailey,
moving
I
much
think,
up for
right?
Yeah, probably. I think it's hard to sell moving up for a linebacker, even if it is Sonny Styles. I mean, if I was a Cowboys fan, I'd be happy about it. But I mean, I think it would probably be Bailey.
I also think, and I've seen this a lot, Keldrick Falk going to the Cowboys at 12
I have to.
makes sense. So, like, do they come up for David Bailey when he's not necessarily the Cowboys style of edge rusher? I don't know. Like, David Bailey is more similar in play style to an Ezeraku than he is to the Marcus Lawrence, which is who they kind of tried to plug the gap with Rashawn Gary, but, like, you know?
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, okay, if the Browns are like absolutely head over heels for Tate, do they move up to get in front of the Titans and Giants who could take them? Like, if they're just in love with them, because the price from 6-3 can't be that much.
6-3, and they give up 39, like we talked about already, and get back 104, some shit like that.
639. Yeah, something like that.
I don't really care. I could pull up the trade chart, but I also think that the trade chart goes out the window in certain circumstances. So.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
Carnell Tate. Big 10, best 10.
Yeah. Tate to the Browns. All right, Tennessee. Oh, man. I've had convictions about Bain here for a while. Obviously, I have convictions about Sonny Styles.
Speaking of convictions, Ruben Bain. Oh, wait, what?
I don't think it's Bain anymore. I just have a bad feeling about it.
I also will just say this. The whole Ruben Bain thing, I think, is super overblown.
Probably.
If you look into the actual details of it, have you seen, like, any of the actual, like, reports on the Ruben Bain
I haven't looked into anything.
Okay,
so I'm pretty blind on
he
it.
was
I just know
charged
two
with
different things.
Okay, well, the one that is the most recent, which is the one that came out the biggest, whatever, was that whole reckless driving thing, where the other driver lost their life. Well, according to the police report, he was driving below the speed limit and was not driving reckless in any way, shape, or form. And basically all the findings from the report said that he had, like, no actual impact on the accident. It was just a tragic accident that the woman lost her life, which is why it got dropped. And the woman's family, like, doesn't blame him, which is also why they didn't want this to come out publicly, because, like, that's hard enough for them to get over, so now it's back in the spotlight again and they have to, like, relive it, you know?
I do think it's bogus that, of course, now it's coming up. I mean, it just
do as well. But
so,
everything that I've seen from, like, actual NFL team sources is basically like, yeah, like, we've known about this for months because they do their homework on the
Well,
on
I mean, they should.
And
right. They should.
Nothing at any point in the process has ever made it a concern of theirs.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess for me, like, I'm not actually worried about him. I just think with the whole discourse about the length, the whole discourse about this now, like, is there any truth to him not going, like, top 5? You know, like...
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, when you're picking this early, I think if you have prospects close, like closely ranked, something like that,
Yeah,
even if
100%.
you don't think it's a problem, could be enough of a
Hmm.
tilt. Like you tilt towards Styles instead or Bailey instead of Bane
Well,
because
yeah, I
you
mean,
have a similar. You know what I
even the
mean?
Laramie
So,
Tunsil situation, which obviously like that was a
uh,
weird fucking wild thing at this point, but like
yeah, that
you
was
know,
funny.
if you're a team that's drafting, he was projected to go top three,
Yeah,
and then you see that video come out, and all of a sudden now you're questioning things. Well, realistically, I would hope you would have a good enough read off of him from like actual talking conversations with him. Like, yeah, that was obviously stupid, but you know, now that looks completely overblown because he hasn't really ever had any issues with that or on field whatever. Like you, especially with stories like this that come out so close to the draft, it's almost an excuse to overreact
yeah,
for teams. And
for sure.
let me, what was that? The 2017 draft?
Oh, I don't know. My memory will not remember right now. Sounds close-ish.
There's no way this is right. This is the T.J. Watt draft or the Myles Garrett draft, I think. Both, I think, actually.
Well, while you're looking at that, I think I've shifted. I know we're talking about edges. I really do think. I think Styles is going to be Styles and Love. I do think those are both legitimate options that they are thinking about or they have thought about. But I actually think above edge, I think they're really going to consider one of these offensive linemen. I really do. Whether it's hard to picture a guard going forward. I think that Salah would love Vega though, so like I'm not gonna say it's impossible. And then one of Fano or Maui Noah, like you have Cordell Volson at guard right now, like upgradable, a very 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 upgradable. Um, and Fano obviously could play tackle, possibly guard, possibly center. You lost Cushionberry. I know. Did they sign somebody already too? I'm just forgetting, or no? A center.
Yes, I
Oh, they
think.
signed somebody, but it wasn't like a. I didn't think it was like a long
Austin
term fix.
Schlotman.
That maybe. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think offensive line is very possible for them. I think there's not really many people talking about it anymore. They're not talking about it really at all. Like their offensive line is just fine. Like I mean, they have a couple good pieces, but
Right, but imagine how
even
much
like
better this offensive line would be with Jeremiah Love running behind it. Oh, wait.
yeah. I mean, I don't think the line is bad. I just don't think it's like still bottom 10 probably. Skronsky's really good. Latham, I think by the end of the year was looking really good too. So you have two good pieces, but like Dan Moore was average, which is good for him, but he was average. And then Volson, I just think at best is average, and Schlotman, in my opinion, is more of a depth guy, but I think you can get by with a year of him starting. So like at best, I think they have a middling offensive line. How it is now, at best, like somewhere in the middle. And I don't know, like you throw Vega on that line, you have one of the best guard pairings in the league, in my opinion. Which is, I mean, having one of the best of any position like that is an advantage. And um, I don't know. I don't know that I would do that over Love personally, but like I think that or Styles obviously, but I think they should be thinking about it. And there's nobody talking about it, and the fact that nobody's talking about offensive line for them anymore kind of makes me think that's what they're going to do.
Mm.
So I'm going to be struggling with that pick on my final mock very much.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
I'm
don't
going to be
know.
starting with all the picks.
Yeah, but in saying all of that, I cannot see Sonny Styles getting out of the top five, and I'm just gonna put him here at four. I just can't. He's too good. He's too safe, too good of a prospect that, and him with Salah, it just feels it. I feel like Salah watched that tape and he's like, if he's here, we're taking him. I just can't think anything else. So that's what we're gonna do.
If
But if they go O line,
if
I
Styles gets to the
understand it.
Giants, I'm slamming that every time, so I can't really be that mad about it.
Yeah, I mean, if he's there for sure. I think the Giants are another team that could consider Vega. And maybe I'm just stupid and he's going to go in the teens. His tape is also too clean. It's too clean. He's too good. He's another safe. He's just safe. Like I think at worst he's at worst a okay starter. Like a starter on at least half of the NFL teams if he just doesn't pan out. I just think he's safe. I don't think there's a way he's not at least pretty good.
Who was that?
In my opinion, Vega.
Yeah.
Like that would make the Giants' offensive line nasty, in my opinion. I'm not saying that they would do it, but it's another one that nobody's talking about. People are kind of talking about Maui or Fano a little bit, or they were. Not as much now, which I wouldn't hate that either because I think they could both slide into guard. But if you're gonna play him at guard and maybe you want to play him at guard and eventually play him at tackle. But
you have to follow Lele and Evan Neal. You don't need to worry about that.
Well,
I would rather take Gaten Proctor, I think, than,
I mean, sure, I guess. For me, definitely not a 5, but yeah.
I'm just kidding. It was a joke.
I know you were.
Just being an asshole because life is more fun that way. All right, so the Giants are kind of pissed, I think, because Tate's gone, Styles is gone, and I think that's their top 2 names.
We have 3 Buckeyes going in a row. Holy crap!
Yeah, and it might be 4.
Yeah, it might be. That would be crazy.
All right, so here's 3 scenarios I'm thinking about. 1, Caleb Downs being a Giant makes sense to me.
Yep.
2, a team trading up here, like the Chiefs, like we already talked about, then moving up to 6. Well, I don't think the Cardinals are going to want to move back again, and that was with the Browns sticking and picking there. So if the Giants are now here at 5, do you try to jump the Cardinals to maybe take the guy that they're going to want, or potentially just take a different guy that probably isn't going to make it to your pick? Because if Downs is there at 7, I think he's a commander. So could the Chiefs trade up for Caleb Downs? I think that's a possibility.
I think if they trade up, it's for Bailey, not the.
Well,
that's just me.
That was going to be the next point that I was going to make.
Yeah.
Is them trading up for David Bailey. Now, David Bailey, I don't think. What's the size thing that
Bain
that Spags likes? Is that 6'4"?
No. Well, I mean, the Chiefs have drafted I don't know about how tall they are, but they don't mind guys with shorter arms. They don't. They're one of the teams.
Or taller, between 260 and 279. So Bailey's a little bit light for what he would want, I think. Bain fits the weight build thing, but his length, I think, is going to be a concern.
Well, the Chiefs, I mean, they drafted Karlaftis, and he has no length.
That's true.
At all. And they've drafted a couple other guys. I can't think of the top of my head right now because I remember reading about it when someone was talking about them and Bain. But I don't think that they would care about the arm length at all, personally. Now, weight, maybe. That's a different story.
Right.
But length...
Because that is one thing that I will say. I feel like that they are... I mean, Gelati's 6'3", 270. King Felix is 6'3", 255. And doesn't see the field. So that's kind of my concern with going Bailey, who's 6'3", 250. And I feel like Spags typically likes to have guys that can set the edge on the run, and I don't know that Bailey's that guy. So that's also the other reason why Bain kind of sticks out to me a little bit more for the Chiefs, maybe. The Chiefs are such a weird one to draft for, because even if they do stick and pick at 9, they're going to be on the... Somebody's going to be here between Bailey, Bain, Downs...
Yeah.
Fano, Maui Noah, and even if you get past those 5 guys who are guaranteed to be here, that's exactly what I was just going to say. You have McCoy, you have Delane, you have Thieneman, if Downs goes, which you're expecting that he probably might, maybe.
Yep.
What do you do?
I don't think they need to trade up.
I don't think they do either. It's just, if one of these guys does jump off the page to them specifically, for example, if David Bailey is a no-go because of his weight, period, point blank, we're not going to draft him. Then maybe they do want to move up for Ruben Bain. If Jermon McCoy's injury stuff is a no-go, then maybe they want to move up for Mansour Delane. Now I probably don't think they need to move up for Mansour Delane, but you never know. We've given him to the Saints a handful of times. If Downs to you is head and shoulders for what you need above Thieneman, which I don't know that he would be, because I think that they like Jamari Connor a good amount. Now, I think you could play Downs in the Kader Kohu role, which at that point, what are we doing here? Maybe they want Jeremiah Love so that Kenny Walker can get pissed off and play a quarter of the snaps again. Who knows?
It's true.
Again, if they have one of Fano or Maui Noah significantly above the rest, I don't... I probably should just pick for the Giants. I could see it being a trade.
Yeah.
Who would the Saints be coming up for here? Because the Saints are currently interested, according to this.
I was just thinking about that too.
I guess they would be coming up for Bane.
Yeah, that's who it would be. But do they feel like they have to?
I don't think so.
Cardinals aren't going to take him. The Giants are going to take him. The Commanders could, I guess, but I doubt it. Unless they're just playing defense for someone else to trade up. But I don't know. I think they feel at this point.
They're coming up for Love, I guess. No, but that doesn't make sense. Saints? Why would they be doing that? They just got Etienne. Sorry. Etienne. Yeah. I'm just going to say it the fucking right way. I don't fucking care. Fight me. Maybe Downs?
Yeah, it would have to be cheap enough again, because it's just safety is a weird one. Are you trading up to get one? It's already blasphemy to take one in the top 10. So trading up to get one, I feel like it would be hard to do.
I don't disagree with you.
Unless it's cheap. Unless it's not crazy price. Oh, well, it's PFF. There's no logic. There's your answer.
That's a good point.
You can shit talk them even more now, and I will.
You got
asswives.
8 and 42 for 5 and 145, and even then, would you do that?
No, if I'm the Saints, I'm not doing it personally, but I would just wait, because if Bane's not there, maybe Downs will be there. I doubt it, but if Bane's not there, that's already 2 players, and two more players are going to go.
I'm locking in Downs.
Yeah, I think if he's there, I think it's decently likely the Giants take him. Four Buckeyes in a row. Well, at least we got them all out of the way.
That's Caden McDonald's music.
Yeah. Now I got to decide which tackle I'm taking here.
That's Max Clare's music. Big Ten, best 10, by the way. Just would like to point that out again for the 3rd time tonight.
I think I'm gonna go Maui Noah. Yeah, I think for them, I think they're going to want to run the ball pretty heavily. And not that Fail Fano can't run block. It's just, I think for the way that they want to play, if I had to nitpick, I think Fano is a little less physical. They're both physical, but if I'm nitpicking, I think Maui Noah is a little more of their style. So
right.
I'm going to go with Maui Noah. But it's close. I could see it either way.
Yep.
Truly. And I could even see them taking an edge or something, too. It wouldn't shock me, but I'm going to stick with tackle for now.
I like it. I could definitely see it happening. I have to go Jeremiah here, right?
If you don't, we're going to have to figure out. I guess we'll go to the Cowboys, but probably, because I don't know.
Bill's not a difference
Unless,
maker.
unless they no, not at all, not at all. I mean, I'd want him to be an RB
Neither is
3 for
Rashad
my
White.
team.
Neither is Jerome Ford. Neither is Jeremy McNichols.
They definitely need running back. It's just, is it? I mean, does
Yes,
Dan
it
Quinn
is.
want a piece for the defense? Cool.
No,
Make it
Dan
easy
Quinn
for him.
got Adafe Owe and Caleb Chason and Leo Chenal and Nick Cross and Amik Robertson. So therefore, obviously, he has no more needs on defense.
No, it's fair.
all.
Ruben Band to the Saints.
Lock it in, and that leaves David Bailey for the.
You said the Chiefs won't take him.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing the pick.
Okay.
I want to do something that's going to piss you off.
Yeah, it's okay.
I want to give him Jermon McCoy.
I mean, they've already taken a Tennessee guy who made him really good
and
on their offensive
they've
line.
taken a lot of Tennessee guys.
But
welcome back, Eric
Hey.
Berry.
yeah, him too. McCoy's tough because it's like, if I've heard things that well, some teams are scared about his knee now, and like maybe, but if that all is like cleared for teams, I think he's gonna go top 12. He's just, I mean, dude he just ran what, like 4.
How much press man does Spags run though? That's my question.
McCoy can do both.
I know
really,
he can, and so can
Colton
Delane.
Hood. Colton Hood's the one that is like, you want to run press man. If you don't, then
Right. I know that
he's not
McCoy can do both. I just think that he plays best in press.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, when Spags blitzes, he typically has them play off a little bit because he doesn't want them to just get burnt deep. But if you have a really good press man corner and you blitz, you still press them up. Like they will still press with PS2 whenever like Vance blitzes, because they know he's not going to just get burnt right away. And like he doesn't. If we blitz, we're going to get to the quarterback in 2 seconds, so he can cover him for 2 seconds. Press man. But to answer your question, I don't know how much he does.
Chiefs play man 19.8% of the time, which is in the
no teams really play man nowadays, like exclusively. Like
the Broncos play 32% man. The Browns
and they're
play
one of the higher
43%, which is wild.
Yeah, that is. See, but like a lot of the coverages, they have Pat playing man, and then they still have like soft covered zones with the rest of the defense, which still counts as more zone. You know what I mean? Yeah, because like that play counts as a zone play. Just because you have one guy playing man to man, it doesn't. It still counts as a zone play, which is true when you have a corner like that. So, this is tough.
Is there no way for me to see how much they play like press man? Is that not a thing? Can I just not find that? Do I just have to like jump off a bridge? I guess so.
I don't know if it'll have press man anywhere. I think someone's going to take Concepcion top like 20.
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
He's going to go earlier than what we've been mocking him, I think. And again, I like Concepcion. It's just the pain I've had with drops with wide receivers, that when I see somebody drop the ball a lot, it hurts me. And I just have I have to drop them because of that, no pun intended.
I have thoughts on that, but I'll save those for later. There's 3 teams that I could see taking him.
Oh, for sure. I think he's a good player.
I'm saying there's 3 teams that could take him because they like drops, you know.
Oh, well,
Feels very much like a Panther Jet Raven, you know?
Yep.
I don't know, man. Maybe I do just give him David Bailey and just say fuck it, you know?
I mean,
It's either that or Fano or one
I
of the
think you made
cornerbacks.
a good point.
Or maybe they just go
Yeah, I
Messidor
mean,
and maybe they don't care.
I think Messidor's awesome. So, I mean, I wouldn't bat an eye at that. Maybe they go Kenyon Sadiq still.
I'm gonna give him Delane.
Yeah, I was probably gonna give him to the Bengals. Oh God, how did the Bengals not pick Vega if he's here? Like,
I don't think they would, to be honest with you. I think
I
that
think they would. I just
it's
think
the
he's
Bengals,
so good.
man. I don't
I
disagree
know,
with you, but
but
it's the Bengals.
oh man, if they don't go with him, they better go David Bailey.
That's what I would lean towards. Miles
I
Murphy
mean,
hasn't
obviously,
shown me enough at this point.
you look at my board. I mean, obviously that's what I'm gonna think, but um, I obviously wouldn't hate Deaneman either.
Yeah, I just think Dieneman, I think, can play free safety better than Downs can.
I wouldn't hate McCoy either. Honestly, I
Yeah.
wouldn't. I think they need secondary help badly,
They do.
but I just, as much as I like McCoy, there are still some questions that need to be answered. He needs to play on the field. He hasn't played in over a year. I mean, I got to give him either Vega or Bailey. I mean, I guess I'm trying to think predictively. Is Vega going to go? I think he should. I'm going to be real pissed if he just falls to the fucking Ravens at 14. I'd be real mad. Because the Ravens will take him at 14. I will be shocked if they didn't.
Maybe.
If he's there, dude, I don't think they pass him.
Depends on who else is there.
He is. I mean, yeah, if like Caleb Downs is there. I don't know, man. To me, Vega is like pretty close to Quentin Nelson territory. Like he's not, but he's closer to that than like any of the other interior guys that have been like actual only interior, not like Skronsky or guys who are like you know Will Campbell who are tackle / guards, but like an actual guard who only plays guard. I can't think of another guy that I liked more besides Quentin Nelson, like recently, like in the last 10 years. I mean, there might be somebody I'm just forgetting about, but I'm going to give him David Bailey, though. I'm going to do it because I think they still do need help on defense. It's just, and obviously I like David Bailey a lot. I think they could use the edge help for sure. I mean, they could deploy, you know, him and Shamar if Shamar, they get both of them on the field for sure. So yeah, I'll go that way. If this is me, obviously, and if it was me, I'd be giving him Vega. And I love David Bailey, but I think they need to protect Joe. But you're right; they're probably not going to do it because they're the Bengals. And I think David Bailey's a great pick. To be fair, I think
I do too.
If he's there, that's. I mean, I've been having him go 2 to the Jets, so I think at 10, yeah, kind of hard to pass it up. Here's the hardest, easiest pick in the draft.
Yeah. I think I'm going to try to find a way for the Steelers to trade up for Vega in this draft somewhere. It gets tough because I don't know who is going to want to trade up. Or trade down, I should say. Like you said, I do think that the Ravens have a strong argument for taking Vega. I don't know that they're going to do it necessarily, and if they don't, I think the world with the Steelers can trade up gets way easier. Because, or, you know, they may not even have to at that point because you start running out of risks to take them.
If Vega makes it past the Ravens, I will jump off my roof.
Well, I would recommend that you don't do that.
In this draft, if he makes it that far down, I will be floored. He must have like some medical issue. Like I
know. I just keep seeing that on all these mocks, man. Like
I'd
the
be
Steelers,
shocked. Well,
it's frustrating me because it's going to make me upset when it doesn't happen now. But I'm saying like reliable people's mocks. Like Daniel Jeremiah's last mock. I don't know if it happened, but I want to see what his most recent mock draft did. Is his most recent mock draft March 17th? Is that true?
Maybe. I don't think I've seen one in a while. But yeah, I mean, Peter Schrager had him 17 in the Lions.
God, I forgot how bad fucking Twitter is online when you're not signed into the fucking. I'm not doing that.
So, and I think he's been like, he joins that competition or whatever with the mock drafts.
Yeah.
Peter Schrager does, and he's always like top 10 in like the world. So, like every year. So, he right now has him going 17. So, I don't know.
I think he had Vega. Yeah, he had Vega at 22. Daniel Jeremiah in his last one, which means he got past the Steelers, who drafted Blake Miller. By the way,
I like Blake Miller, but
which
I would
be over the moon pissed off if that happens. Just for the record, where is? Schrager's final mock draft. That wasn't actually his final mock draft because he basically
he's doing one more.
I know. Yeah, he had Vega at 17. Dude, if the Steelers take T.J. Parker or Ty Simpson, I'm going to fucking kill myself. Why would we take T.J. Parker? It makes no fucking sense. Why would we ever do that?
I've heard that, this is going to piss you off because I know how your brain works. In his mocks, a lot of the times, he's just like, these 32 players are going, and that's how he gets his points, because he gets the most right players.
Stupid.
So he's just throwing it. I already knew that's going to piss you off. Yeah. I don't fully disagree with that. I think, I don't think, I mean, obviously you guys aren't going to take him. Until you do, and then I guess we'll vote for him, but I would be shocked.
Common landing spots include the Rams, Buccaneers, or Steelers.
I think the Dolphins would go Fano
that's right.
here.
Mel Kiper had him
over Vega
anyways.
anyways.
Christ, I'm going to kill myself. What?
I said I think the Dolphins would go Fano over Vega probably anyways.
Yeah, well, that's not who I'm looking at right now. I'm between two players, I think, right now, if I'm the Dolphins. And one of those is a wide receiver because you have nothing. But the other way that I look at it is at cornerback, you have literally nothing. Because I could at least make an argument that Jalen Tolbert, Tutu Atwell, and Malik Washington could, like, catch some passes, you know? But Darrell Baker, Juju Brents, and Storm Duck, and Jason Marshall really don't do anything for me. I'm taking McCoy. I think that a lot of the red flags got cleared in the last couple weeks with him being fully cleared and doing his own like pro day or whatever that he did. So I think that that's going to result in him going higher than what the consensus has been. He's fallen to the Jets in every mock draft we've done for the last 2 months, I think.
Yep.
At least month.
All right.
And a half, probably. So
yeah,
I think he goes earlier than that. I think he's better than that, for sure. The only reason why he's made it that far is because of questions of the health. But, and again, I know that this is a weird one because, well, you have to think like the Packers think, and the Packers don't take first-round cornerbacks. I get that. I do. When was Jaire Alexander drafted? He was like a fifth-round pick, was he not?
Who?
Jaire. No, he was the first-round pick in 2018.
Jaire Alexander? Yeah. They take corners. It's just wide receivers they never do because they just took They just took someone else too, the Packers? Or am I thinking of a safety?
No, they were in consideration to take like a Cooper DeJean or whatever, but they didn't take him, I thought, was what it was.
Anyways, yeah, I think they could definitely take corner. I think more of the argument, though, is that they just take the trenches more than anything. So, like, that would be the only argument against taking a corner, but, like,
I'm sticking to my
pissed
guns.
off about Jamar McCoy. I mean, obviously they don't have a freaking corner on the roster that is it startable. So yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna do here. If I was Jerry Jones, I'm taking Dylan Thieneman. I'm not taking him twice.
Well, is that because of
For lots of reasons.
Mm.
Because never mind. I'll say something bad. Forgot we were,
You're not buying into the Falk hike?
No. I can see it, but like, just wait till 20 if you want to do that. I don't think he's being picked. Personally, he might.
Yes, he does.
And
yes, he does.
And I'll be very wrong. Well, then you just whatever. I can see it, but like if they do it on draft night, I mean, I think they're very much the type of team. They're like, oh, like we like this player. We don't care what the consensus is. I mean, and Falk was seen as a top 10 guy for a while, and then people didn't like his pass rush stuff, and I'm kind of on that train. Like I think he's a good prospect, but there's too many other guys I like more. So
yeah.
I again could see them doing it, but like I also just think Messidor is just better, and I know they're not the same type of edge necessarily completely, but I would just rather take Messidor, and I hope that other teams view that the same way.
Yeah.
I do still think wide receiver is possible for them. I do, because I don't think they're going to pay Pickens, and I
don't either, but I don't think that they would take wide receiver at this pick unless they found a trade partner for Pickens. And from what I've heard, there's been no movement on that at all.
I mean, I feel like they would be pretty happy just running 3 wide receivers. I mean, they do it anyways. They just, I don't know. Like,
yeah, I think that there's such depth at that position that they could take one at 20. They could take one later on. Like they still have.
Oh, they definitely can. It's just
a handful of picks yet.
I guess it just. I mean, obviously, every pick depends on this. But if there's just a guy there that's well, he's not going to be there because, I mean, the Rams could take one, the Ravens could take one, the Jets could take one. The Panthers could take one. That's 4 teams before they pick. Again, at 20, and yeah, there's lots of good ones. It's just if you like one of Concepcion, Cooper, Lemon, Tyson, those 4, I think there's a chance they all go. I mean, do they? There's probably at least one of those guys still there.
Did you make your pick? I'm sorry.
No. I want to give them Thieneman, but I know they're not going to do it, so I can't do it. And I don't want to buy into the Falk stuff. I just can't. Not a hitter. At 20, sure, but not here. Screw it. I'm going to give him Messidor. I think he's going around this range. I think teams are going to not care that he's 24 years old. Truly.
I like that.
I think he's just too good of an edge rusher that, if he was 22, he'd be going top 10, every mock.
Yeah.
So, but.
I'm gonna give him a wide receiver here. I think I could give him Fano though, which we haven't done a ton of. You could also play over Coleman Shelton if you do think Warren McClendon is the guy, which apparently might be a thing. I also think that's an option for the Ravens too, because Roger Rosengarten, John Simpson, and Corey Bullock really don't do much for me.
I think Rosengarten played pretty well.
He did. I'm not taking anything away from him specifically, but John Simpson.
I mean, he wasn't elite.
Is replaceable. Corey Bullock is definitely replaceable, and at some point in time, if they wind up replacing those 2 guys, I would imagine that Fano could replace Roger Rosengarten. Or frankly,
Yeah.
probably Ronnie Staley too. I know that
Right.
he has 2023 was his worst year when he played left tackle, but
Yeah. No, I think Fano should be in. Well, obviously, you know how I feel about Vega. I think either one of them. I think O line should be in their cards for sure, in some way.
I'm giving
Best five out there.
the Rams Makai Lemon.
Yeah.
It just feels like a
Definitely
Rams
can see
wide
it.
receiver. I could also see them going Concepcion, but I think the Ravens have a higher chance at Concepcion. They love their drops. Zay Flowers, light, you know? Then you don't have to worry about paying Zay Flowers.
I also didn't like Zay Flowers that much. I think I like Casey more than I like Zay coming out.
I do, too.
I think, but yeah, I don't know what to do. I mean, I know what I would do. Obviously, my third rim guys here, and it's
Right.
maybe their most needy position.
Yep.
I think I want to stick to my guns and do it, but Fano's still here too. It makes it at least interesting because of the whole tackle, guard, center flexibility.
And any of the wide receivers not named Lemon or Tate makes that interesting, too. Because, like,
Yeah,
realistically,
I could
they
see
could
wide
go
receiver.
Tyson, they could go Cooper, they could go KC, they could go.
They definitely could. My gut says if there's offensive linemen here that they do that first. Like if Vega and Fano are gone, I would be thinking about
Right.
wide receiver slash Sadiq slash like I mean they just like drafting edges and not paying them. So maybe I just throw one of those guys in there. You know, like they could take a Zion Young or T.J. Parker or something like that. Malachi Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of those guys. I could just see them doing that.
Yep.
But with the lineman there, I know with new coach that I can't think of his name, Jesse Minter. I think that they're going to want to run. I mean, coming from Harbaugh, like I mean, he's a defensive guy. He's going to run the ball, be physical. I mean, I think you definitely need another wide receiver. I do think in round 2, I'm assuming that we're set. Yeah, 45. Like there's going to be a guy I think there. Now is it the same as the guys we're talking about? No, but I mean the same combo. You're not getting a Vega or Fano there either. Even probably less of a tier of a guy. I think there's I mean after like a tackle specifically after like a Lomu Dunker. I know I view him as a guard. It's a huge drop off for me, like giant. And then after at guard, I mean you would throw guards in there after DeSantis Pregnon. I mean, at that 40 pick, I'm sure like there's a chance, obviously, that Pregnon, Dunker, or Rutledge are there, but like I can see those guys going early second, late first. Like you don't really know. I think a lot of offensive linemen are going to go.
Yeah.
So in saying all of that, I'm going to give him Fano. I think someone that has tackle possibilities is. And I don't think he's that far off from Vega in terms of like prospect. Obviously, I think Vega's better in general, but being able to play more positions and tackle, I think, is worth it for them.
Yeah, I like that. And it still leaves the door open for me to move up.
Yeah.
So the Buccaneers, I want to give them Steak because I don't like Kadon, but they apparently do for some ungodly reason.
Holy crap!
What?
Oh, tree almost just went through my window.
That's good. Did it fall in your yard?
No, I'm over exaggerating a little bit, but like I didn't know it was supposed to storm, and there's this like I say tree. It's a tree, but it's like the top of this tree. It's not that big. It's big, but not it's not tall enough to where, so like the top of it is up right at my window right here, and the wind's blowing so much that it's not one of those, like, I don't know what kind of tree it is. I'm not good with my trees. It's not one of those big thick trees that you think of when you think of a tree. It's at top. It's more like small leaves and stuff like that. But
Like a
it's like
willow
it
tree?
kind of. But I think the
Hmm.
willows are a little,
A weepy willow?
no, something like that. I don't
Hmm.
know. But anyways,
Hmm.
anyways,
Hmm. Interesting. Did you plant one?
no.
Hmm. um, Zion Young or T.J. Parker feel like they could be Bucks to me.
Yep. I was just thinking one of those guys. Just thinking that for sure.
Let's see, what else do I like for that? Thieneman, I wouldn't hate, honestly.
Yeah. I hate that he's still here, but I do think there's a chance he's just. I mean, he's a safety. He's probably going to go further down than I
I mean, at
had
this
him.
point, he's going to the Vikings at 18. I mean, there's if I don't take him here, there isn't another team that
I
takes him.
probably I do think they won't do it, but like I think there's a small chance the Jets could because they need safety.
It's
Now there's going to be other
very
positions
good.
there, but I think there's at least a small chance because there's not going to be a corner there that they're going to take. I don't think, and they've already taken their linebacker slash edge. So I mean, sure, like wide receiver is the probable pick, but I don't think they have to. They have pick 33. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I also want to make the Steelers trade up with the Jets. I think that's what I'm going to try to force myself into doing. Force a trade in. Yeah, I think I gotta go edge. They could honestly use Vega too. Ben Bredesen doesn't really do much for me. Steelers have 12 picks, which is more than any other team has, which is why I want them to trade up for the right guy.
I think they should trade up a couple of times in the draft for sure.
Yeah.
Well, you discussed that because apparently I have lawn items rolling or flying across my lawn, so I got to go chase after them. I'll be right
Okay.
back.
All right.
I
Well, we'll be here.
apologize.
It's all good. We'll be right back. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think that the Bucks are a weird team because I still do think that the tight end would be the position that I would be wanting to give them the most. And obviously Sadiq is the guy that I would want to do that with. His athleticism was off the charts. He's small, which is why I think teams might shy away from him. But like when you watch him block, like he still blocks well. Like I don't think he's gonna be the ideal inline blocker who's gonna be eating up D linemen like some of these guys can do. But he really didn't look out of place at Oregon, well blocking in the run game. Now, is part of that because they had him split out wide more often and he was able to pick up linebackers? Maybe. Again, 241 of his snaps came from the slot, only 114 came from in line, but he did both. I mean, I'm sure that I could find clips of him chipping in line and making competitive plays as a blocker there, despite the fact that he is undersized. But again, that's college as opposed to NFL. Now, granted, it's Big Ten and it is Oregon, so it's not like they didn't play anybody, but I could see his size being cause for concern in the blocking game for some teams. Now, the flip side of this, too, is that you already have Kate Otten, you have Cokeith, you have Payne Durham. Like, you have guys that can block for you. So if you wanted to, I think that there's still a world that they could do that. Kenny G is there now, Bucky Irving, Sean Tucker. They're going to have the ability to run the ball with those guys. And again, those are more outside run type guys. So how often is the assignment for Sadiq going to be to block a D lineman in front of him as opposed to setting the edge and, holding down a edge rusher or a linebacker or something of that sort? I don't know. Godwin is a good blocker. Jalen McMillan is a decent blocker for his size. Ibuka is a pretty decent blocker for how proficient he is in the pass game. So they have guys that can do it. I think that's what I'm going to lock myself into. I think edge might be more likely, but I think Sadiq is a better player than the edge rushers that are here at this point. Especially for the edge rushers that the Buccaneers try to utilize. Hello. Welcome back.
Sorry.
I went Sadiq. I don't know if you heard that or not, but...
I did not. I literally just...
Word. Yeah, I basically talked about how he is still a good run blocker, and even though he may not be the best, in-line, lockdown a defensive lineman blocker, he has held his own on tape at Oregon.
Right.
Despite the fact that he's 6'3", 245, is that right? Yeah, 6'3", 245.
Like that.
But size-wise, I think, isn't that Harold Fannin size?
Close, yeah, close. I think Fannin might
6'4", 241.
I feel like he was a little bit lighter, but yeah.
So, but I like Sadiq significantly better because, All right, if I'm the Steelers, I would give up for pick 16.
Do the Jets need more picks?
Yes. That team sucks.
All right, what would you give?
Well, okay, let's talk about that before I actually just say that. I think they do. I don't think that this is a year that they're really going to be looking to compete, but if they want to compete this year...
I mean, they don't have a crap. Like they have a decent amount, but they don't have, after 44, they don't have one to 103.
Correct.
Now that I look at it.
And I'm going to throw them 85.
It has to be more than that, I think.
Probably. I think 85.
Yeah. I think it'd have to be 85 and 121 or something like that.
Something like that. Trade value chart says that's a slight overpay for the Steelers, but who knows what the trade capital chart's going to be? You know what I mean? Or the
maybe the Jets throw something back too, but it's just do 85 because for the mock it doesn't matter.
Right.
So yeah,
I could throw 135 that way too. Actually, I'm gonna.
And since I picked 16, I'm going to pick Ty Simpson for the Steelers.
Thank you.
Just kidding. Vega Ione. I love Vega Ione. Like that.
Damn, you have Monroe Freeling down the board a little ways.
Yeah, I was buying into the... Well, so, okay, and this is obvious to you. The big board is not where I think guys are going.
Yes,
obviously.
It's your brain.
Obviously. I think Freeling has a lot of upside, and I think he's getting pushed up a little bit because he's a true left tackle.
Mm-hmm.
I think to me, he's I feel much better picking him after pick 20. Well, I have him at 31, and I've moved him from he was 24, and I've moved him from the mid 20s to early 30s. He's in that range for me. By the time it's next week, I might move him up or down a couple spots. I'm kind of going through some of my last second looks on guys, and he's in that tier of the middle to end of first round, early round 2 is when I feel good about taking him.
Mm-hmm.
It's just he does he has some. It depends on what team drafts. He's not, and I know nobody's safe, but I do see a decent chance to bust,
yeah.
To not work out.
Shout out Diana.
I already knew. All right, yeah. And I would just rather take I have Blake Miller higher. I just would rather take Blake Miller. I like him better as a tackle. I liked him better when the season began. I like him better when the season ended. And then all the stuff with Freeling came out, and I think he has a lot of potential. I think Freeling and Max, and in terms of tackles, Freeling, Max, and Proctor have very high potential guys, but
Mhm.
they're not safe.
Right.
And granted, I know there's nobody that's there's hardly anybody that's safe, but
Right.
I don't know. Like, I
Well,
still like him a
here's
lot,
my
but like,
question to you.
I don't think he's going top 10 anymore, like people were saying. I guess is where I'm at.
That's fair. And
I
I
don't think he
think
should.
that the most people who were talking about the Browns wanting him, I don't think that they wanted him at 6. I think that they would have wanted to make a trade.
I would hope. I would hope.
Here's my question for you: the current Our Lads depth chart, which is not actually a thing, really, it's just a thing, has Panay Sewell moving to left tackle.
Well, I have heard that is probably a thing. I have heard that is probably a thing. It's not a thing, but I obviously Dan Campbell didn't say it, but
Right.
it
So I guess
seems
here's
like
my
that's what
question.
they want to do.
Right. Do you
I think they're
think
open.
that it is more likely that they would take Monroe Freeling to play him at left tackle because this kind of feels like that whole Panay Sewell, Rashawn Slater conversation again, you know? Panay Sewell was a good player with insane upside, and Rashawn Slater was always going to be the safer pick. And obviously, Panay Sewell played up to his potential, and him and Rashawn Slater both are elite tackles. Do you think that the Lions would want to do that again here and take Freeling as their Taylor Decker replacement? Or do you think that they would just play it safe at this point because they're kind of in a window where they could replace Larry Borum with right tackle of their choice? Probably Blake Miller, maybe Max, maybe Proctor. I could see Max being a Dan Campbell guy, actually, really. But
I
I think
think
they would go
so.
Blake Miller over him if that's who they're
Probably,
picking between.
I think it's Miller or Freeling. I think Freeling's or okay. There's a small chance it's also Proctor if they want, but I think it's they would go Proctor over Max still probably, but they're one of the teams that if they take Freeling that I really like that, you know. I
Because
think I would
to
lean.
me, Panay Sewell has been so elite at right tackle that I would be a little hesitant about moving him to left and
I would be
expecting the
hesitant
same
too.
thing.
I think that they probably already know if he can or can't. Truly,
Yes,
like they have to know.
yes,
So like
they've
if
definitely
so like
had him take snaps and things like that, and I
if
get that.
if if they're gonna do it, I think they probably are decently confident about it. But I do get like yeah, it's risky. He's a top 3 probably. You can even argue the best, but like I think he's safely a top 5 right tackle. So it's like um, it is risky to do, but I would be shocked if they did it with he has to have taken snaps, kind of like you said. So um,
Right.
I don't know.
I'm getting a Freeling. I have a really hard time
Yeah,
not with
yeah.
this pick.
I think Freeling, and Max and Proctor, I have like all similar. Like
Yeah.
they're very similar
Yep.
to me. And by next week, I might have Freeling above one of those guys. I rewatched a couple for like some Freeling reps, and I haven't rewatched Proctor in a while or Max. So like, I don't know. I think it's very much just
Right.
after. Okay, so like Thieneman, Tyson Cooper, Rodriguez, McNeil Warren. After that, like it's not a drop off, but then it's more of like Blake Miller all the way down. I mean, to like Freeling and like Lomu. Like it's not a big drop off for me. Like they're all decently similar. So,
Yeah. I get that.
but okay. Anyways, Freeling here, and if I'm predicting, I do think that they would like Freeling a lot.
Yeah.
If the Vikings don't take Thieneman here, I think they're insane. Unless they take McNeil Warren, I guess, because I wouldn't hate that, obviously. But I'm gonna go Thieneman if he's here.
Who? Thieneman?
Yeah. He's think he could be better Harrison Smith. And I know you don't love Harrison Smith, but he's been good for a long time. He's just old now. But I think
I just think he's extremely overrated. But I mean, he has obviously been good. I just don't think he's ever been a top 2 safety, which I feel like he's always talked about. Like, he was always in conversations with, like, Derwin James, and I would never take him over Derwin James, ever. That's more so what I'm getting at. I think he was very good. He was top 5, but
Yeah.
There were conversations for 6 years straight, probably, where it was like, he's the top safety in the NFL. No, he's not. I'm probably just pissed off because he got, the 86 overall or whatever the highest was in Mutt all the time, and it pissed me off. Mako would be an 82, and Harrison Smith would have an 86, and I'd be raging about it,
That's fair.
Okay. So, the Panthers. I already kind of talked about what I think I'm going to do for them. Again, they are the first team to me that D-line really starts sticking off as a possibility. I will also throw the Vikings in that ring as well. It's just tough because I don't, and I know you agree with this, the D-line class this year, especially after Banks got hurt, is weird.
Yeah.
McDonald
there's
is
good.
Probably the safest upside one in terms of the run game, but when you're taking a guy in the first, you kind of want them to be a more complete. Now, obviously, the back half of the first round, and we already talked about, like you said, if there's 15 to 18 guys with first round grades, and we're now at pick 19, you're starting to run out of that list. Granted, I personally, and I think you do too, still have a couple more people that are on the board right now with a first round grade, but it gets more feasible when you reach this point and you can consider McDonald, Christian Miller, whoever. They're in the range, But I think that they are going to want, and I forget who, maybe it was the GM, I forget what the quote was. But basically somebody was like, hey, so, last year you went wide receiver in the first round, and the year before that you went wide receiver in the first round, so, obviously you're not going to go wide receiver in the first round again this year, right? And
He said
the quote was something like, oh, that's weird. I must have missed that rule that you can't draft 3 in a row or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
I also will say this, if the Panthers were a team that wanted to take a Monroe Freeling, I wouldn't hate it because they have Walker for a year. And Ickey's has a major injury and is a free agent, I think, in 2 years. So you are buying time to develop him before you have to start him. Whereas with the Lions, you almost have to start him right away and rely on some of the traits that you've already seen from him to do that, which I think he'd be fine. But you always run the risk with that when you have these developmental guys, Broderick Jones, that you are going to kind of reinforce bad habits without having the ability to break them and working on some of these things. So it's a concern.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they do go wide receiver, I don't think that they would go Tyson, just because he feels too similar to what they already have. I could see them going Cooper. I could also really see Concepcion. I agree with you. I think he winds up going earlier than we think he's going to, and earlier than what we've had him do in the last few drafts. Honestly, I think that he would probably basically rotationally push out Liget, and Coker probably goes to the outside, and then he takes over slot reps, or vice versa. He just plays outside, and Coker stays in the slot.
Yeah.
Their D-line is rough. Bobby Brown, Tershawn Wharton. They need help there. Linebacker too. Safety, if you hadn't just gone Thieneman, or even with Thieneman, obviously McNeil Warren is still here. That's in the conversation. But I'm going to give him KC.
Yeah, I can make a case for any of the wide receiver of those 3, I think.
Yeah.
and it wouldn't shock me.
Is there any other wide
Um,
receiver that I would be okay having that conversation about? Probably not. Maybe Boston. I just think that if you're not taking
couldn't do it
Tyson,
with
then I think there's even less argument to take Boston.
I mean Tyson isn't really like an X, so yeah. I mean, you have okay, Tyson could be an X, but to me, Tyson plays everywhere.
Yes.
Like again, if I don't I do like if Tyson's medical stuff is looks good to some people or like
If
to
I'm
some
being
teams.
completely honest with you, I want the Steelers. If there's a realistic shot that the Steelers can take Vega, I want them to trade up and do that. I also am kind of okay with them bundling, like their second round pick, a third round pick, and I don't know what else. Maybe both third round picks and moving back up into the first or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know with whomst that would take place because they probably actually can't. But
It'd have to be
maybe
late
they
first.
could. They could.
I think it'd have to be late first.
If it was 372, it's what 580, 680. So yeah, I mean you're looking at like pick 27 ish, somewhere in that range. Like you're not doing it here,
Right.
but also you could trade Alex Highsmith and then you can draft any edge rusher that you want to.
Yeah.
But
True.
like if the Steelers walked out and they had no picks on day 2, but they walked out with Vega and one of Jordan Tyson or Omar Cooper Jr.,
Yeah, that'd be sick.
I wouldn't be upset about it. I'll tell you that much.
No, I wouldn't either.
Would I be
No,
a little
definitely
upset
not.
probably on Friday? Maybe. But
Nah.
I can't watch anyway, so it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, I wouldn't be upset. I might take Tyson to the Cowboys. I don't know.
It
I
does.
think they're gonna go.
It feels like a Cowboys pick. It
I
feels
think
like the CeeDee
like
Lamb,
but like
whatever
he's
thing.
fallen. Yeah, he's fallen. Like let's just take him. It gives us flexibility with Pickens, like that they want. I don't think they want to pay him. Truly, like maybe they do, but
I don't think they do either. I don't think they're going to.
Right. I don't think anybody should pay him. And not because he's bad. It's just hard to trust.
Wow.
Hard to trust him, and you know I'm right.
Wow, that's fucked up, man.
As soon as you pay him money, he's gonna stop trying. Anyway.
That's fucked up.
If I hadn't taken Messidor, I probably would go Falk here, just because of what I've heard.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna give them both. If I had gone, like, if a corner had fallen to them at 12, I think that would be ideal. But those two guys literally just got sniped like within 3 picks.
Yep.
So.
I also think Chris Johnson is going to go in the first. I could very much see that.
I think one of Chris Johnson or Cease are going to go in the first. Yes.
Yeah, that's fair too. I like Tyson.
I need to move, but yeah, I'm gonna go Tyson. It seems too good of a value there for them.
All right, so the Jets now pick here. I mean, I know I should give them Omar Cooper Jr. That's objectively the correct pick. But
what are they gonna do?
That's the question, right? That's the question. Now, there's rumblings that maybe Geno Smith isn't a long-term answer here, and that they could consider going quarterback. Nothing says New York football.
There's rumblings of that.
Like taking.
Of them not being long-term.
Yeah, there's a couple people that are potentially talking about it.
Only a couple.
Yes. Yeah, only one or two. That think it's a possibility the Jets could look to move on. This is my version of a Dov Kleiman tweet. It's just the most blatantly obvious fucking news ever, but it's rumors,
Yeah, of course.
Rumors the Cowboys might make a draft pick at 12.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Right. That's why I said might.
Maybe.
They might trade.
Yeah, I don't know. Sure.
They might not make a pick. They might just pull a Vikings or whoever that was that just forgot to pick for 3 picks. You gave them Reese, which is still not what I would have done, but I get it because of everything we talked about earlier, and I'm not going to revisit that. Should give them Cooper. But Ty Simpson is going to go in the first. I would be surprised if he doesn't. And I think that this is... I think at 16, I don't like it. At 21...
Here's my argument.
I start to think it's okay, you know?
And I already know. Okay, in terms of, like, take a shot, sure. Like, I don't think it's bad, like, to do it. I know I don't need to say it. I'm saying
so you're going to have a top 5 pick next year. Your next year's
class
is better.
And you have multiple firsts. You got multiple firsts next year. Multiple
firsts next year. You can take.
I feel like, and then at that point, you're just like, oh, well, I just wasted a pick on Ty Simpson.
Why would you take Mac Jones Jr. when you could take Ty Simpson next year?
Darren Moogie wouldn't do it. I don't think. If he's actually
no, but Aaron Glenn might.
I don't think they're letting him make the call. I think.
Well,
Moogie's not on the hot seat, but I think Aaron Glenn is.
Well, that's the whole point, though. He's going to be making it. He's going to be pulling strings behind the scenes. He's going to submit the card without asking anybody.
If he stays awake long enough to do that.
Wasn't he asleep during David Bailey too? Wasn't that the whole thing that they like had to wake him up because of David Bailey coming up? I think. I can't.
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah.
I'm gonna give him Cooper. Can't do it.
Yeah. I like that. Obviously, I don't like the fantasy, but well, if they get like Arch Manning or something next year that I like, then maybe I like it for fantasy and just pray that the Jets somehow aren't the Jets anymore. But I don't know.
Maybe the Steelers will trade their second-round pick for Garrett Wilson.
Jeez, I'd give my 2 firsts for Garrett Wilson. So
too late. You already gave 2 firsts for
Jalen. One first. Thank you. Chargers, dude.
Gonna trade 3 firsts for the rights to Bill Belichick when Sean Payton retires.
I'll actually do bad things to myself if that happens. I will be no longer a fan. Which says a lot. Because I've lasted through Nathaniel Hackett and Russell Wilson. Chargers. Ooh, man. They are just, I don't know. I don't know. They could take an edge. They could take a safety. They could take a wide receiver, although I would not do that if I was them. They can move one of these guys that play tackle to guard. They could just love Chase Besantis and just take him because it wouldn't shock me.
There's 2 things that I think they would do here, personally. 3. I lied.
And obviously D-line, yeah, but...
Yeah.
Keep the depth chart. It's been a while since I've looked at it. Bill Mack, Bud Dupree. Tony Jefferson, Elijah Holt. I mean, they need corner too, kind of.
Yeah. What, does Tarheeb still not do it for you?
Not really.
He's on the roster, right? I'm not making that up.
Yeah.
Look at that. I know this roster like the back of my hand.
Man, I kind of have a feeling, I don't know why, I just have a gut feel they're not going to go D-line. I think part of me thinks they would go edge. Not because they, in terms of on paper, does it look like they need it more? No, but I think just they would value one higher.
Mm-hmm.
If I just had to like make a random guess, and the whole Proctor thing, moving to guard, I do think that
was one of the 3.
Chance. Yeah, I mean, that's the first thing that spoke to me was that, and then D-line. But then I thought about D-line, and
the first thing that spoke to me was Emmanuel McNeil Warren, because he just feels like a Derwin James replacement eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about that, but no, I could see it. I mean, like, it wouldn't shock me.
What was the edge
And I've
rusher that
seen,
you said?
I didn't name one specifically,
Oh,
um, because there's a couple that, like, I mean, I, again, like I have a tier, and I think it'll be similar for the NFL. So as you can see, I moved Cassius Howell down because I just think he's what David Bailey haters think David Bailey is. Like
yeah,
he is actually just one dimensional.
yeah.
Like actually, he is. And if you just want a guy to like wide seven rush from the edge, like what they had them like, there's certain teams that are going to be able to get some sacks out of him for
He is
sure. But
Jalen
he
Hunt.
is but he's probably better Jalen Hunt. Like
Yes,
in my opinion, he has more, you know,
juice.
more juice and more potential than Hunt. But yes, like he's a guy that you throw in there. He does not play over 50% of snaps, at least right now. Could he develop and like that change? It's not impossible, no.
Right.
But like I don't think he's a first round pick.
Yep.
I think him and R. Mason Thomas are both probably day two guys, probably second round. But for me, Zion Young, um, Parker, TJ Parker, and Zion, Malachi Lawrence. Those three guys to me are like, I think two of those guys for sure are going round one.
Yeah.
Truly, I think there's a chance three. So
Yeah.
specifically for the Chargers, though, if I'm just predicting, Parker obviously is like the first thought.
I feel like they
I'm
would
trying to
love
think.
Lawrence personally. He feels
Lawrence is
a
who
little Bosa y.
I pretty much told myself it's not Zion, so I agree with you. It's one of those two. You know
Yeah,
what? I think predictably Lawrence is going to go higher, so let's just go Lawrence just on that.
I like that.
So yeah,
I like that. Eagles probably aren't thrilled by that, but they'll get over it because they
yeah.
have Blake Miller here.
I was about to say like they got some
I think
tackles
that there's a
today,
real world that they could take Max or Proctor because if they think that they can develop them into a better player long term. But
right?
I also am just going to throw this out there. I think that losing Jeff Stoutland plays more of a role than what people
It
realize.
does. It does. I agree with that.
So, do you really want to risk taking a developmental guy when you just lost your all world offensive line
Yeah.
coach? Maybe not as much. Um,
Right.
so, do you want to take the guy that's kind of locked in as this guy could plug and play today? Like, if Lane Johnson misses time again, you have your answer on roster.
Right.
Or do you want to take that risk of saying, hey, this guy's not going to be ready right now, probably, but he's developing behind one of the best right tackles in the history of the National Football League, which I think Lane Thompson, yeah, Lane Johnson is in that conversation. Um,
Right.
he's been extremely good for a very long time. You were talking earlier about where Penei Sewell ranks among right tackles. Like Lane Johnson and Penei Sewell, to me, off the top of my head, not really thinking too in depth, are probably two of the ones that I would have in that conversation.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. Uh, did you go Miller though? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
did.
did. Okay. Cool. Like Miller. I think that I'm just gonna take Caden Proctor here. I think for me verify, but they got Carnell Tate. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go Proctor just because
He
I
probably
think
fills both roles depending on
he
which.
fills right. He can play the guard or tackle, and I think he probably, if I had to guess, like it. And I think DeJuan Jones is good enough if he's healthy to like get you by this year if Proctor needs to develop a little bit. But I think long term he's probably their who they would be looking at to be their left tackle. In worst case, he's their guard. So
I like that.
yeah, and there's been some like rumblings about them liking him, whether that's true or not. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I know we've given the Bears Caden McDonald a handful of times, and I still think that would be on the table here. It's really tough seeing their safety rooms and not giving them McNeil Warren, though.
That's what I was gonna say.
Because they lost 3 of their starting safeties. Now, yeah, they got Kobe Bryant, but like Cam Lewis, I think this is an immediate upgrade there.
I think it's McNeil Warren too.
So, yeah.
And then Buffalo, I've heard it's probably going to be D-line, and with none of them being taken, Cade McDonald seems like the answer, but part of me wants to give them Christian Miller. It sounds like, I had a time watching Peter Woods, like 2 weeks ago, or maybe a week and a half ago, and I'm a little afraid. Like, I was on the team of like, all right, stop being so hard on him. They were just really bad, and I've kind of flipped. He just kind of gave up, man. Like, he just gave up, and I just hate that. I hate when, like, it makes me. It's like dropping the ball, but worse. Because dropping the ball is like a concentration thing. It's not just because you don't care. Usually,
right.
I guess technically not always, but usually. But like he just, it's like he didn't care. And even if you really watch the year prior when he was way better, a lot of it that D line was way better. They lost some guys, so when he had to step up and be the guy, he wasn't. So if you're gonna be like if you're gonna be a first round pick, you need to be able to step up and be the guy in the NFL. Like, and if you can't do it in college, like, again, I still think he's a good prospect, but I have dropped him to the point where I would be shocked if he's a first round pick. I have Miller, McDonald quite a bit ahead of him.
Right.
And then to me, it's like at that point, and I'll be honest with you, I'm very high on Halton, and I moved him over Woods finally because I just am doing it. Like, I just love everything about Grayson Halton. And I probably should move him over Lee Hunter too. Like, he might be my next tackle after those first 2.
Yeah.
But also just depends on what you want, right? Because like Caleb Banks versus Grayson Halton, I have them back to back. There's the complete opposite types of players.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? But anyways, I'm getting off track here. Oh man, I think I'm gonna go Christian Miller, which I know might be weird with Cade McDonald being here. I just think that.
Do you think that they would go? The only pushback that I have on that is that Deion Walker, I think, played really, really, really well last year, and T.J. Sanders looked good.
And this is
and I know that this is a rotational position, so like you have the ability to do that. This
is me cheating a little bit. Joe Marino thinks that Miller fits a little better. I think that's why it's in my head. Now, his explanation for and not saying Joe Marino knows everything, but he's like pretty in tune with the Bills. Obviously, that's his team, and he does a lot of work for them. So, he said that he could see both of them. I think he just said it had something to do with Christian Miller. Like, McDonald's probably the safer guy, but like if one of them was going to develop into like a pass rusher as well, Miller kind of has the ability to, whereas McDonald, like, I don't think he'll ever. Right, he'll never be like a. Granted, they probably both won't, but like he has almost a 0% chance of being a 10-sack defensive tackle ever, which is fine. Like, there's great defensive tackles that don't get a bunch of sacks, whereas Miller, I think they both have pretty similar run defense floors. It's just if you're going to take someone in the first round, having a little more pass rush juice ability, I think that's probably his reasoning. But I totally get what you're saying. Like, it could be either one, and I think he probably feels the same way. I'm not speaking for him, but it could go Miller or McDonald. But I just think, as of today, like,
I'll also say this too: if the Bears had gone D-line here, I would have heavily considered Emmanuel McNeil Warren. Because as of right now, they're going into the season with CJGJ as their starter, and I do not like that.
For sure. I agree, 100%. I am going to go with Miller, though.
I like it. We talked already about two of the three edge rushers going between Lawrence, Zion Young, and T.J. Parker. I would. I'm not going to say I would be shocked. Again, it's a weird draft class. If the Niners turned around and took Max or even Lomu, honestly, like they could go a couple different ways. I don't think their cornerback room is very good either, if I remember correctly off the top of my head. Like I feel like every time we look at it, I'm like this. Renardo Green and Diamador Lenore and Upton Stout, like
they're like okay.
Yeah, they're not like, bad, but they're not good. Like they could take Colton Hood, they could take Chris Johnson, who I think I've given them a couple times.
For sure.
But with all that said, I think I'm going to give him an edge rusher. They lost. What's his face? Josh Huff. Is that his name? Bryce Huff.
Yep. Bryce.
One of those. Who's Josh Huff?
Wide receiver.
Oh, that's right. When the hell did he retire?
Isn't it? Or am I crazy?
No, you're right. He was a 2014
was he
draft
Oregon?
pick for the Eagles. Yeah, Oregon. 2021 Toronto Argonauts. Dude, why?
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Oh man.
All right, so Mykel Williams and Nick Bosa. Do they?
Mykel plays more of like he's going to be more of the like a 5 tech, I think. Like they move him inside and don't just rush him from the outside. So like they definitely still want another like edge guy. You know what I mean? Like
right. But I guess I'm thinking it probably wouldn't be Zion because he kind of is similar-ish. I don't think they're the same player. Mykel Williams again is.
Mykel was like 280 something. Zion I think is like
265, I think.
And he's long. Well, I don't know. They're both pretty tall. I think Zion's closer to like Bosa size than, which would make sense.
T.J. Parker just feels smaller to me than what they would typically go for.
I don't think they'd go Parker. Yeah, because he's not as tall. They like the length a little more, I think. So I think you're right.
Doing Zion.
Nice. I like it. Apparently, people think Kalen Rutledge is going in the first round now. And I liked him, but like that's very early.
Just a bit.
That's like Cole Strange early to me. Although I think I liked Rutledge more than Strange, even though go Chattanooga, but
I agree with that. I also like Rutledge better than Strange as a prospect. The issue that I have with it is I don't have Rutledge above, and I know you don't either, Basantis or Pregnant.
No, I think this
for him to go in the first means that those two guys also have to go in the first, and that's the tricky part.
Well, there might be teams that have him above those two. I mean, it's not impossible.
Could be, I guess.
I think I'm gonna go Basantis, to be honest, but I just wanted to voice. I've seen 2 mocks, one from Peter Strager with Rutledge just in it. I know it was to a team who didn't need a guard, but he put him at the end. I think it was like the Patriots or something. I don't remember, but it was to a team that didn't need a guard, but he got him in there. I feel like he probably just goes higher than what people think. So like I think he's probably going to be an earlier day 2 guy versus what I had thought before is like maybe around 3.
Right.
So I'm not going to do it. I just had to throw that out there because I've seen it. I forgot who the other one was. I saw someone else put him in there. It might have been after Strager's, and they just did it because they saw him do it. I don't know.
Right.
It's hard for me not to go O-line. I'll be honest. I know it's either Basantis or Ken McDonald. Truly, those are the two that I think that they would be considering. If they wait and they haven't addressed guard, like their next pick's 59 or what? No, I thought they had an earlier one. Yeah, okay, yeah, 38.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. See, then they can. It's risky though. Giants could use a guard. Titans could still use a guard. Dolphins could use a guard.
Yeah, but like they have enough draft capital that if they really needed to, because to me,
they could move up. If they could move up, and they just did that for when they drafted Will Anderson and Stroud to make sure that they got both their guys. So like they could definitely
Right.
move up again to just get like, let's say that they want DeSantis and McDonald, they trade back up to like 33, 34 and make sure that they get them for sure.
They
Yeah,
could trade back up to 29. Honestly, the Chiefs could trade out of the first.
yeah. I mean, if they want to give 2 first-round contracts, sure, they don't mind doing that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm just saying like
Um,
the Dolphins would also be another team that could go guard, and I wouldn't be
oh yeah,
shocked at all.
yeah.
Especially because wide receiver is probably. Wait, what did I give him the first time? I gave him McCoy. With the thought that they could take a wide receiver at 30, and they're really, at this point, I don't know if there's a wide receiver that I would like for them. I don't think that Denzel Boston really fits what they're looking to do.
For who?
The Dolphins.
Um, I mean, they don't have an X technically, so like, I could see it. He has the length that
It's fair.
they
He
would
does kind
probably
of feel like
like.
Christian Watson, so.
But
If you
Chris
squint hard enough.
Brazzell, I think Chris Brazzell, Bryce Lance,
Yeah.
Chris Bell, because they have the opportunity, like they have time to wait on him. So,
Right.
But I'm struggling because okay, do you think it's Cade McDowell or Chase Pasantis? If you just had to guess right now, because it's one of those two.
I would say
Yeah.
McDonald.
Let's do it.
Because I think there's zero chance that McDonald gets past the Patriots, personally. If they have the chance. Maybe that's dumb,
Right.
but.
No, I mean I was kind of thinking like there's not another type of guy like McDonald.
Yeah.
And there's a good like I guess it like if they feel okay about Rutledge and Pregnon and Basantis, then sure. It
Right.
just again back to the thing where we just don't know. Like is Basantis just like their guy? Like then of course they just take him, but we don't know that.
Chiefs get TJ Parker. I think. Yeah.
Who did they take first? Delane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Did you lock that in?
Yep. Done.
Okay. Dolphins McCoy. I have a hard time seeing them go corner and wide receiver. I think if there's a trench player here, they take Max. Like, is that?
Or do they just. Yeah.
Tucker?
Unless you want to make the argument that Denzel Boston really is a trench player because he's 6'4", 380, you know?
I think if they were gonna, I think if Cooper was here or Concepcion, like,
Yeah.
I'd make the argument. Just get Colton Hood in here and pair him with McCoy because we've definitely done that for a team before. I think you did for like the Jets or no, I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was the Dolphins. I don't know. That would have been it. Probably was because they need so many corners, or maybe it was the Rams or some weird team. I don't remember.
The Chiefs actually.
No, because if it was the Chiefs, I would have been really mad.
Actually, no. I think it was the Jets because I think I gave him.
Yeah.
What's his face at 16? Then I think we gave him Colton Hood at 33.
That sounds right. I will say, and obviously hindsight, as much as I love McCoy, if I was a Dolphins fan, I think I would have rather had the receiver / tackle guard and then taken Hood or Chris Johnson here. But obviously that's very, very much hindsight.
Yeah.
Oh man, you know what? Who's coming up to get Ty Simpson? Is it just going to be the Cardinals? The Dolphins are just going to keep getting picks because they have no team. So like they would be a team that's willing to do this for sure because they're just like, whatever. We'll grab more picks this year, next year. We have like 40 spots to fill on our roster right now. So
it's probably the Cardinals.
Okay,
so 34, and they would give up. Let's see.
We haven't done enough trades, so I think we need to get another one in here.
According to the trade value chart, they would need to give up their fourth and get back something.
I was going to say give 65. and get back like, I don't know, 90, 94, something like that, 87, 90, 94. One of those 3 picks.
Yeah, sure, whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't need to do the
Something
actual
like that.
calculations.
I know it's only 4 picks, but there's a little bit of a premium when a team knows. They're like, oh, well, we know you're trading for quarterback, and oh, you're trading from round 2 to round 1. I mean,
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
going to
it's
get
not
90,
like that's
they're going to get 30 and 94 for 34 and 65. Sounds great.
Yep, cool. BFF says there's an 80% chance, and it just got not accepted.
Mm.
Yeah, 4 straight. All right, and Ty Simpson, you are a Cardinal, inevitably.
Tyler Simpson.
Yep, that's the one.
Man, how do I not take Max? Tell me why I shouldn't take Max. Thank you. I'm taking Max.
Yeah, I didn't have a good. You know, I was really looking too. I was like, well,
I was too. I was gonna be like,
well,
there's a...
maybe they like under. I don't know. Yeah, no, I think it's probably, unless they are like, if there was gonna be a sneaky team that's just like, fuck it, let's take Caleb Banks. Could see it being them.
Yeah.
But I, as of right now, it's hard not to just give him Max. So, I'm about to make a really. Maybe not. Actually.
Here comes Kevin Coleman.
No, I was like, I don't. It's so early for me, man. But like, everybody's saying that they like Jadarian Price enough, and I think he's a good player, but I just can't. But then they also took, and obviously different team, but same team. They took Penny that early, and I think Price is better than Penny was in college. That's a whole different
Was
conversation.
Penny at first? I thought Penny was a second.
No, dude, they traded up in the first, or they just took him. I don't remember. It was in the first, late first.
Hold on. Is this? There's no.
Because they had Chris Carson, and he was their starter, and it was a whole thing. Like, why the hell would Pete Carroll do this shit?
It was a first round pick. What the fuck?
Yeah.
27.
It was like 20 something. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Dude, it was horrible. Like, he was pretty good in college, and but not crazy.
Oh my god, yeah, they traded.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember it being crazy. Because Chris Carson was solid at the time and under contract. And yeah.
What the hell did they give Green Bay?
Oh, that I don't remember.
Oh, no, they traded back. The Packers traded up for Alexander.
Yeah. Yeah. All I knew is they took him in round 1. I thought it was involved in some sort of trade, whether it was back or up.
I don't care about the Brett Hundley trade. I want to know the... Jesus Christ, man.
Is there a world...
First, third, and 6 in exchange for... So 27, 76, and 186 for 18. And then the Seahawks wound up taking Penny. Is there a world for what? I'm sorry.
Never mind. I forgot. For some reason, I thought Shaheed didn't come back, but he did, didn't he?
He did.
I was like, would they take Chris Brazzell here? It was like early, but
yeah,
when you pick 32, like,
or Zachariah Branch.
Oh, that would be horrible. I don't want to even get into that, but
yeah, it would be. But
I would laugh at them for that. I think Branch.
I think
Branch would be a day 3
too,
pick
in fairness, but.
Yeah, but I
would get it a little bit. Yeah, I think personally I would have a tough time not going Colton Hood or Chris Johnson, just depending on what you think that they would.
I mean, that seems like the obvious pick, but I just try to think a little outside the box. Well, not even just to be spicy. It's just like.
No, it's just to be spicy. It's
okay. They feel like a team that's just gonna. They're not gonna do what everybody thinks. They're one of those teams, and they do have like needs. Like it's not like they are just.
Right. That's fair.
Like, do they take Keldrick Falk just to throw him in the rotation?
And be their long-term DeMarcus Lawrence trade, or you know what I mean, replacement.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, they want a bunch of. You know what? I'm gonna get him in the first round because I think he's gonna go. Let's just.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot that Keldrick Falk was still available.
Probably because I have him so far down.
Probably, but
not even that far. But he's 45. Like.
Yeah, far enough down that I lost him. You know.
Yeah.
It's like when you do a Madden franchise and you convert Myles Garrett to punter so he doesn't show up on the front page, and then in the 18th round the commissioner drafts him and you're like, what the hell? And then you realize that he was just set up as a long snapper the whole time.
Yep. The one.
It's okay. At least this doesn't matter. Madden franchises are forever. Alright, so Arvell Reese, Omar Cooper, I think you gotta go cornerback here, and I'm gonna give him Chris Johnson, because to me, I think
already had it.
Well, alright, then I'm just gonna shut up.
Already picked it for you, don't worry.
Too predictable.
I can still pair up McCoy with
Colton
Hood here.
I was just gonna say that.
I'm not gonna do it. They're not taking 2 corners the first 2 picks. The new regime defining picks, they're not doing it.
But they could, though. I think if Lowe was here, I think they would have to go Lomo. It would be tough for me to not. Or I guess one of the guards.
I'm considering guard. Whether it's DeSantis, Pregnon, Dunker, I guess Rutledge. I'm not doing it, but I still think Boston's in play.
Yeah.
At this point, I think. I mean, he's your wide receiver 1, like possibly day 1.
Yeah, he's your wide receiver 1, and it's not really close either.
Yeah, I mean, I think Washington has some upside.
He is both physically, literally, metaphorically, and in all other ways, head and shoulders your wide receiver 1.
Oh, I need to look at the depth chart one time. Like how, I guess how bad do they need?
Yes.
Because Lomu, I think, needs to play tackle. I don't think he's gonna play guard. I think. Unless I'm just crazy.
They have Austin Jackson and Patrick Paul.
I just don't know if Lomu.
I just don't love Austin Jackson. And I know that you're saying he probably doesn't play right tackle. I get that, but.
Well, I mean, he might. That for him, I'm not sure. Like I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's fair. He'd probably go guard. Or you take Logan Fano, you know. Shout out when the Browns tried to take Cam Jordan and took Jordan Cameron instead because they're dumb bitches. It's objectively hilarious, dude.
It is.
It's also funnier because it's the Browns.
Agreed. DeSantis or Boston? Which one do you think? They pick again at 43. Hang on. That's
the only reason why I'm thinking Boston, because to me, there's a drop off from Boston to Bell, Brazel, Bernard. To me, there's less of a drop from Basantis to Pregnon to Rutledge.
I'm gonna go Boston. Yeah, I mean they also have so many other needs that, like, worst case, if the guard doesn't fall there, it's not like they can't take something else. So yeah, Boston it is.
Right. All right. So Titans got stuck.
Check out Rodriguez.
Yep. Double down. CJ Allen.
They only have one linebacker though, huh?
Yeah. That's what's tough, man.
It's not impossible though, because there's just so many that teams are going to be like, we need to wait till round 2.
Exactly.
You know. So, but I think day 2 there's going to be like 6 or 7 guys go. Truly.
All right. So now I need to scroll down. Just make sure you didn't bury any other players here that I would like.
Probably
to see.
No. Like that's why I told you not to use mine, because it might mess you up.
It's a joke.
Well, it's a joke until you see freaking Keldrick Falk at like 130 tomorrow. No, I shouldn't have buried anybody that far. But like on page 2, there's nobody that should be picking probably right now for the most part.
Am I dumb? Am I dumb for wanting to keep Colton Hood in state?
No, I think they could definitely use corner.
Team back up with Alontae Taylor, who obviously they played together at Tennessee.
Yeah.
Cordell
Yeah.
Flott
I mean,
sucks. Marcus Harris is not good. Micah Robinson has to be bad if he's listed as a backup behind Cordell Flott. Now, could they go Cease instead? Probably, because they probably don't
trying to
play
think
a lot
how
of
much
man.
press man does Salah play? As I've seen him do it a lot, and then I've also seen him not. When he
Well,
had Sauce, they did it a
that's
decent amount.
exactly what I was just gonna
So
say. So if I'm getting what I'm deeming to be a very good press man corner that has the ability to do it, where you can put him one on one with another team's wide receiver and have him play press man, and you have the rest of the defense play whatever the hell they need to play. I'm doing it. I don't care. You can't talk me out of it anymore. It's done.
I'm not trying to. The Raiders. All right, need to ruin their life somehow.
Caleb Elam's over. What do you think?
I like him, but 36, that'd be funny. I think they gotta go. So I'm conflicted because it's like, oh, let's get another weapon for your weapon or tackle for your quarterback, but like the defense just is bad, bro. Like it's hard.
Do they need a right tackle? Because they have Colton at left, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Because that's the other thing that I'm thinking. If you're taking a quarterback,
I mean,
1-1, you want to protect him.
Correct.
You know?
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, I want to give a weapon or offensive lineman.
Yeah, because they got
they have
Glaze.
DJ Glaze, Glaze, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not really. I don't know if Luma can play right tackle or not for sure. So maybe.
I know.
Without knowing though.
Dunker would be sick there.
Although he's going to play guard, so
maybe.
If they don't play him guard, I think they're probably stupid, but it's just me. Like they could obviously use like the defense. I think could use everything. I know they added a bunch of guys, but like they could use corner pretty badly. They have 4 on their whole roster, and one of them's name is Greedy Vance. The other one is DeCamerion Richardson. I guess they have nickel too, but still, they have like 6 guys, and only 3 of them are relevant.
Yeah.
And 2 of them, one of them is developing. One of them is just okay. And the other one is hurt all the time.
Yeah.
Is the new wide receiver kind of? I mean, there's still guys I think that could be taken here. If like Max or a different offensive tackle made it here, I'd be on board.
Right.
Jeff Fish, Trey Tucker, Jalen Naylor. I mean, probably doable with Brock Bowers, but you're really relying on, I guess, Dante Thornton. Just take Chris Brazzell and get better Dante Thornton. Way better Dante Thornton.
True. Dante Thornton with like actual ability.
Yeah. Some D lineman I would like for him.
I have a suggestion if you want to hear it.
What is it? Yeah, I'll hear it.
Maybe not. Never mind. I was going to say, I forgot that they got Dean and Walker. I was going to say CJ Allen, like, they need a vocal leader of that defense. And I guess that's kind of what Dean is. It also objectively would be hilarious to me if they took CJ Allen and they had Dean, Walker, and CJ Allen as their 3 linebackers.
They also seem like another team that could just, like, take a shot at, like, a Caleb Banks. Like, they have Adam Butler, Jonah Lalu.
Yeah. Maybe they bring Christian Wilkins back.
Well, sure. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to happen.
Maybe they take Peter Woods because they like their Clemson defensive lineman.
Could see that too. This pick's tough. I wasn't actually going to think it. I didn't think it was going to be tough. Usually, I have a pick for them when I pick for them in the second round pretty easily because they need a decent amount of things.
Yeah. I feel like usually there's also a wide receiver here that it makes it easy to go.
Probably,
like
yeah,
that,
probably.
Like we've
Like,
given
I
them
mean,
Cooper 100 times, I think.
Right. Well, I haven't. I would never do that, but you probably have.
Well, that's fair. We probably gave them KC.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't. Maybe. Yeah. Although I've definitely, I think I've given them Mike Boston before, so I think they need like kind of like taller guy that can go up and get the ball. They don't really have that. I mean, like they have Besh, but he's more of like a slant
Ricky
guy
Pearsall?
than like a. Well, no, but
interesting.
That seems half racist, but
it's not racist. It's just profiling.
Yeah, well. For some reason, Caleb Banks is speaking to me, but like again, he could go like round 3. Like I don't know. Like people have been mocking him to the Broncos at the end of round 2. You just don't know how far he's gonna fall.
Right.
So predictively, I guess I shouldn't do that. And I'm taking way too much time on this freaking pick. I hate the Raiders.
Lee Hunter.
God. I just don't think that's where they go.
Grayson Halton.
Brandon Cease, corner. They need a better corner, and I think Brandon Cease is arguably my best player on the board, not named Jacob Rodriguez. So
I like that.
Yeah.
I would want the Steelers to probably start making calls at this point to try to get Jacob Rodriguez, but that's not going to happen here.
I would like the Broncos to be doing that as well.
Not this early, anyway. Yeah, well, I have more draft capital than you do, so smile.
Yeah, well, I have more players to trade, kind of.
Well, do you, though?
Depends on what someone wants, I guess.
Yeah, a wide receiver 6 or a rotational edge rusher.
I would argue Troy Franklin's wide receiver 2 on a lot of teams.
I would argue against that, but sure. I think I want to give the Giants CJ Allen.
Yeah, I like that.
It's tough for me because I could see them going guard. I think that they need a right guard more than a left guard, and I just don't know how they feel about Faalele and Evan Neal. Personally, if you're asking me as a non-Giants fan, but somebody who has watched enough Evan Neal and Daniel Faalele to have a very strong opinion, I would be very unhappy if I was a Giants fan and that was my starting right guard going into the season. But Harbaugh seems to like Faalele and didn't bench him when he sucked ass last year in Baltimore. And I think that Evan Neal is just basically Daniel Faalele with extra steps. So, between the two, I think he's going to be happy there. Which he probably shouldn't be. The Giants cut what's-his-face, didn't they? Didn't they have a linebacker that they cut? Am I making that up?
Oh, well, they signed somebody and then they cut somebody, didn't they? Cut somebody and signed somebody?
Who am I trying to think of? Bobby Okereke.
Yeah, Okereke.
Dude, I had Zaire Franklin stuck in my head because, Colts linebacker, and I couldn't get past it. I had to look it up. I'm giving him CJ Allen. They could use that voice in the middle of the defense. I like Tremaine Edmonds a lot. I don't think that he's the same type of linebacker that you get out of CJ Allen. You need a communicator in there, and from everything that I've heard, CJ Allen is awesome at doing that. We talked about it already, I would be somewhat surprised if CJ Allen gets out of the first. I wouldn't be bewildered and baffled, but he seems like a player that should go in the first. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, which is fair. He'll probably, I don't know, he'll borderline go in my first and my last one, I think. It just depends on how the board falls.
Yeah.
Obviously, but I don't even need to talk about what I'm doing next. You can pick for the Cardinals.
You're going DeSantis.
They get both the guys. So.
Yep. Francis, Ty Simpson, and I think I'm gonna give him.
I think they got to go defense somewhere, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Lee Hunter. I think because Roy Lopez to me is the most replaceable part of this defensive line. I think Walter Nolan played fine last year. Am I stupid? Was Darius Robinson not like an edge rusher in Detroit? Who am I thinking of?
You're thinking of someone else because that's not who they had.
No,
I like know who you're thinking of, but I can't. Darius Robinson is younger, I think, than the guy that you're thinking of. I think if you're thinking about the same guy. Because Darius Robertson is he's the Missouri edge, right? Like they drafted him a couple years ago. He's young. He's like 23, 24.
Who am I thinking of?
I don't know. I feel like you're thinking of the guy who was opposite of Hutchinson for a while, I think, or for at least a year.
Am I just thinking of it because we've given? I think I'm thinking of it because we gave Darius Robinson to the Lions
probably.
So many times.
Probably.
That has to be what it was.
Yeah.
But I swear, no, hold on.
A'Shawn Robinson.
No.
I don't know.
Oh, 800. This is gonna piss me off now. What year was it though? That's the other question that I don't.
For who? Oh, yeah.
The Lions. I swear to God, they picked up a guy at one point who just had like a good season for them out of nowhere. Like, and then, James Houston is who I was trying to think of. Jesus fucking Christ, I'm stupid. Holy shit.
I would have never gone there.
No, I know that, because why would you?
But I was right. He was way older than Denard, than whatever dude's name is. I can't think of it already.
Denard Robinson. Darius Robinson.
Not him. D. Robinson. Jesus. Yeah.
Anyway, I don't. That was a tangent that didn't need to be going. Do I give them Lee Hunter or Caleb Banks?
I think Peter Woods would be in the conversation too.
But I think if I'm trying to get a Roy Lopez replacement, which I
want to say Caleb Banks, but it seems like everybody thinks he's going way later, so I probably wouldn't do it yet.
I'm giving him Hunter.
Yeah. I might go Chris Brazzell. I think he's going earlier than.
I would like that, honestly.
I would be upset with that, but
no, that's fair.
Trying to make sure, because I do think they could probably use more D-line help. They could also be another team. Peter Woods,
Kelly Banks.
They took T.J. Parker, so just pair up Parker and Peter Woods again, and hope that they're not as bad as they were on Clemson together.
True.
Last year.
Or take Terrell now and find a way to get Peter Woods later.
True. I already took the lane though.
Yeah. They could use.
They're probably gonna take Halton earlier than everybody thinks and piss me off because I like Grayson Halton. That's probably where he's gonna go. Lomu played.
Yeah, I can see that.
If I knew that they were comfortable moving Josh Simmons or playing Lomu at right tackle, I think that's kind of a no-brainer pick. I just don't have any conviction that either one of those things. Josh Simmons, I remember being like left tackle. Like
Yeah.
he was only left
Yes.
tackle, so that's why and I just don't know with Lomu, so I don't feel comfortable saying that they would just put him there. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go Braswell was the first thing in my head, and they need wide receiver help pretty badly, and they be able to stretch the field obviously with him, and he's not just the field stretch guy. He can I think he could probably pretty easily in a year or two be their number one guy, depending on what happens with Rice. So
Yeah, I like that.
I don't. It's gross. David Bailey. Team Bailey up with Jacob Rodriguez.
Thought about that. There's two things that I want to do. One is go Pregnon. Because they could use guard, which we already talked about with Vega last time. The second thing is Grayson Halton. Because I feel like, and maybe this is just because I keep doing this also, Geno Atkins.
Yeah.
Are they the same exact player? No. But I always will default to Geno Atkins as a slightly undersized, good pass rush defensive tackle. And it just feels to me, and I don't know if this is actually even true, it just feels like they always have that guy. And they don't right now. They have Jonathan Allen, they have BJ Hill. Maybe you could say Chris Jenkins is kind of that guy, but not really to me.
Yeah, not really. Predictively, I kind of see again this draft. The word predictively should mean nothing because I think we're going to see guys that are like projected round 4 in these mock drafts going like round 2.
Yeah.
And maybe even who knows? But I like it predictively. I almost feel like Woods still goes before Halton, even though I have Halton.
Honestly, that's a good shout out though too, because Woods kind of feels that same way to me a little bit.
Yeah. He's a little bigger, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Like heavier.
Yeah.
I think that's probably, if I had to guess what they would do, but Halton is seen by, at least from like consensus, I think a lot of people have him like late second, early third, mid third. But again, like I just said in this draft, I don't know. It's going to be crazy. Seeing where some of these guys go. Saints went Bain. Ted Hurst.
I would like that, I think.
I would. It just feels early.
I feel like Banks has to be.
It would be in consideration. It's like, would they go to, because Bain is an edge guy, but like they kind of are playing him on the D line. Obviously, different position, like completely.
Yeah.
But and I do think Banks, it needs to be in conversation. Yeah, I think Jacob Rodriguez is definitely in the conversation though. As much as I don't want him to be drafted yet.
Kelvin and Caleb, you know.
True. Because they lost Demario Davis.
But they got Caden Ellis, which is all that they need. They brought him back.
They have Pete Werner,
Danny Stutzman, Jalen Ford.
You
don't need a linebacker. That shouldn't even be listed as a need for them.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Chris Olave Bell. What do you think?
Chris Bell because of Tyler Shuck.
True.
Yeah.
We did this last time too, I think, and it makes so much sense. Done.
It's happening. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. It's happening.
You're welcome.
Good call out. Because I think I pointed it out last time.
You did when I did it.
Yeah. I know. Well, there we go.
Jermon McCoy, Denzel Perryman, and Emmanuel Pregnon. Do I actually want to do that?
Do they take him over Dunker, or okay, I have no idea where Dunker's going, but the only call out on Dunker is that the flexibility, the whole Packers thing. I'm like, we like guys who can play everywhere.
You know,
would be the only call out that I had.
You make a really good point.
Plus, he's Iowa, bro. Like Iowa, Green Bay, same thing, right?
Yeah, Lucas Van Ness. That's a good point.
Or is this for I don't know. Got to get Rutledge in here at some point.
That's fair.
Actually, Rutledge to the Ravens might actually make sense, and you would like that because Rutledge might be reach to us. So, never mind. I already went Fano. I forgot. Scratch that.
Yeah. Well, that's to play center. Smile.
Did you go Dunker? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you did. The Jets, who we have Cooper Reese, so Cooper Reese and Chris Johnson, linebacker, wide receiver, corner. Garrett Nussmeier.
Done.
No. Is this where like?
Halsey.
Yeah, I mean, I would like that for them. I was just thinking. I was thinking two things. One, like, would this be a spot where you take one of those edge guys that's like needs some development, and Aaron Glenn can like just rush him from different angles? But then I was thinking about Reese. Like, that's not the same thing. But like, I guess it depends if they're going to play Reese at off-ball linebacker or play him at edge.
Right.
I would. So that kind of makes that tricky without me knowing that.
Right. I would imagine it's a mix of both, frankly.
Probably.
I have a thought, and I'll wait until you're done speculating or, talking before I say it, but
I mean, I can see them going guard too to take over Parham.
bingo.
I don't really love Parham. Yeah, I kind of figured that's where you were going because that's the next place my head went. Like, Pregnon, obviously, is who you're thinking of. Or
Yep.
Rutledge, I guess, if you want to go down that rabbit hole.
Dude, I can't wait for the Lions
Yeah.
to take Rutledge so they can have Rutledge and Ratledge.
True. All right, I'm going to go Pregnon. I think it's a good call. And kind of thinking it too a little bit.
Perfect. Who's the Lions left guard? Christian Mahogany. Dude, yeah, they need one. Done. Ravens got Fano in the first. They could go Jeremy, and I wouldn't surprise me at all.
Just thinking that.
I think I know what I'm going to do, though.
I think I know what they would do.
What? What are you thinking?
Well, I guess I don't know that because their board's not the same as mine. Would they not like Rodriguez?
No, they wouldn't. They love Teddy Buchanan way too much. They like Caleb Banks.
Dude, I trust me. I don't want it to happen. I want the
happening.
Broncos to trade up and grab him.
I'm taking Caleb
Very
Banks
badly.
because Broderick Washington and Travis Jones are both guys that could be replaced.
I could see that actually. Yeah.
And there's a world that Caleb Banks, depending on how your board looks, is a huge time, like big time steal. So.
Yeah.
That's my pick.
Yeah,
And now you have to try to justify why Jake Golday is going to go here over Jacob Rodriguez.
So, okay. Apparently, there is a move the Broncos are making on draft day, which I know is very like, well, no shit, they're going to draft somebody, or oh, they might just trade down. But like, I've now heard from two places that like, one of them is Aqib Talib, which is crazy enough to think that is even something that I'm. But I mean, dude, he said something about Waddle, and the next day it happened.
I
so
know, but he hasn't said anything about this.
No, well, no, not specifically. He said it's gonna. He says, "Watch out for draft day," is what he said. But he wasn't just saying like it's gonna be anything. It's gonna be like some sort of noteworthy move. But obviously that's vague, right? But what I'm saying, and like I'm not saying they're moving up here. That's not really my point.
What I'm hearing is they're trading for
is,
Dexter Lawrence.
I mean, I would take that, even though we don't need that type of. I mean, he would play, but obviously, but it's not the type of D lineman we need. Anyways, I mean, yeah, if we traded our two for him, screw it, I'd do it anyways. To me, I think the Broncos are going to definitely try to trade up in round 2 for somebody. I think that they're just in. They probably have, and I read somewhere else from, I can't remember his name now. Someone reported, it might have been Cliffs actually, Mike Cliffs, that there's 4 guys reportedly that they're like, if they
Enamored
get
with.
to a certain point in the second round, that they will probably try to move up for them. Now, is it true? I don't know. The Broncos don't let a lot of things leak. Sean Payton's pretty big about that. So, how Talib knows anything, and there's speculation that with the Waddle thing, that Talib knows a lot of like agents and stuff like that, and like the agents of the players of like Waddle, and the agent probably heard some stuff about it because the agents obviously hear about it before, the mass does. So that's some speculation there with Talib knowing stuff. But like the Broncos, they just don't let a lot of things out, especially now.
Right.
So the fact that they might move, like it could just all be bullshit, obviously. But
Right.
if you think about it, like, do we need 7 rookies?
Yes.
I know 3 of those picks are 7th round picks. No, 4 of them won't make the team for sure. We don't have hardly any roster spots. We brought back almost our entire team, minus John Franklin Myers, who I think it sounds like they're pretty comfortable with Savion and Uwazurike, and I still think there's a chance they get Cam Jordan. And they just haven't done it because they want to get the comp pick for JFM, and they're going to wait till after the draft, which is smart if that's what they're actually doing. But I do think that they're going to make some sort of. I mean, they always trade either up or down. Like they never just sit still. If I had to guess, they're going to probably trade one of the fourths plus their 2 and move up, and maybe give a player as well. So, do I think it's now? And do I think it's for Rodriguez? Not necessarily. I just think that they, from like what I've heard, they are looking for guys who can get more turnovers. Because the second half of the year, we started getting more. The defense was always real good all year, but the turnovers were kind of lacking the first half of the year. And that's what they really were wanting to improve on. And Rodriguez, I think he had like, this might be wrong, he had like 15 takeaways his entire college career, which is pretty crazy for a linebacker. With fumbles and picks, like I think it was double digits at least. But all that in saying, like, I don't know if I'm going to predict it in this one, just to save time and whatever. But I do think they're probably going to move up at some point. I don't think that they just stick there.
Right. D'Angelo Pond sounds like a great Bronco.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, if they trade up for a corner, I'll be upset.
What if they trade up for Stowers?
Wouldn't be upset. I think he's probably on the list. Probably. I'm also just fine taking Delp if he falls to like the 4th round. If at this point I don't know where he's gonna go, but right. They need an athlete, whether it's Delp or Stowers or
Evan Ingram actually playing well.
It's playing well / being used. I don't know if it was his fault or not. I think if he's gonna play well with, obviously Davis Webb, him and buddies, they play with the Giants together. He recruited him to Denver. Like, right. if he's going to be used, it's going to be this year. Like, right. This is when he's going to be used. So, right. All that and saying, I think I'm going to try to give the Bucks an edge rusher. Who's here? Who's here? I think they need edge still.
Yakis.
It's like how, like, oh man, this is what I was going to say earlier. Is like, could they really just need pass rush so bad that like they could be the team that takes Howell, because they're just lacking in the sacks more than anything. More than like their run defense isn't that terrible. Mm-hmm. It's their pass rush, and that does help that. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go Howell because I just think he's gonna go probably around this time. I think. Why do I always want to call him Lovie Smith? I don't know why. Mm-hmm. I always want to call him Lovie Smith. Always. they do look kind of similar. They do. They kind of do in a way.
Didn't Lovie coach there?
Where?
Tampa Bay? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. That's probably why then.
Yeah, that's definitely it. For sure. Alright. Dude, this is such a weird pick, man. I think the Colts need everything under the sun, basically. Other than maybe tight end. And left guard. But, like, any of the other... Jalen Travis, Matt Goncalves... You and I both like Bordolini a good amount, but, like, I don't think he's irreplaceable. Bernard Ryman, I think, played well. Pierce, they just gave way too much money to, but whatever. Downs is good. NWI sucks. Treadwell sucks. Anthony Gould is not good. Ashton Doolin's not good. Jonathan Taylor's good. I'll leave him with that. But again, it's like they need a right tackle, and now I'm looking at Lomu, and I'm saying, can you really play right tackle? I don't know. Can you play guard? I don't know. I could give him Jeremy Bernard and just give him Josh Downs 2.0 with less health issues. I could give him a safety. I could give him Halsey. I wouldn't hate that for him. D-line, I guess, because Buckner's not super young. Grover Stewart's not super young. But, like, Adetomiwa out of War is decent enough that I, like, don't feel like it's a huge thing that I would have to do. Maybe they're the first team that takes a center. I wouldn't hate that horribly if they went with one of these guys. It does feel early to me, but I could see it. I mean, again, linebacker, they could go Rodriguez. They could go Jake Golday. They could go in 100 directions. Maybe they take Nussmeier.
Yeah, they're kind of hard one to pin down. I agree. I mean, there's so many ways that they could go, kind of like you were saying. I think that they feel like they're kind of in a. It's weird to say they're in a window, but like I think they want to. Try
they are acting like
obviously.
they're in a window. I don't think that they are in a window, but they're acting like they're in a window. But then they're also trying to trade Kenny Moore. Like it's
weird because they thought they were like the. I mean, the way they started last year, like I don't blame them, right? Like I mean, they were arguably the best team and one of the top 5 best teams in the league.
Right.
It just very much fell off. Whether that was being figured out, you know, there's an injury, multiple other reasons, but I don't know.
Right. I mean, the Daniel Jones injury obviously was the dagger, but
sure,
they had started to fall off before that.
Yes, that's why we just don't know.
Forgot they signed Fear Nasir yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, do I go Ted Hurst?
I don't.
As a Pittman replacement? Net?
Well, I think Hurst is more of the go get the ball than Pittman was.
Which is kind of the same.
I just don't know that Hurst is going to go that early.
I don't either. I don't think he does, but.
I think they would go. I think they would go one of the linebackers over Hurst. I think they would probably go one of the defensive linemen over Hurst too. And I think they would probably go Halsey over Hurst. Personally, Stukes playing at safety. I think I would like that too.
Would I go Halton or Big O? Probably Halton.
I would go Halton, but like. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably Holden.
All right, that's what I'm doing. They're a weird team to draft for, man.
They are.
Speaking of weird teams to draft for,
True. Falcons. Also a linebacker.
I think Pons is in the conversation.
I don't think Rodriguez is still going to be here. I think we've let him drop too far because we both want him.
Yes.
I don't think he's making it this far. I just don't. He's too good.
Okay.
I still
so
think
the
he can
Steelers
go
are going
round
to call, move up 5 picks here, and they're going to throw in 121. Is that fair? Hold on, let me look at this. Yeah, that's fair. Beautiful.
Okay.
I'm taking
There you
Jacob Rodriguez.
Done.
Actually, sorry. It's your pick. So I can't do that.
No, that's who you're taking. Because if you make it my pick, I'm going to give you. I don't know. Somebody else.
Eli Stowers.
Oscar
Johnny
Delp.
Smith replacement.
I'll give you Oscar Delp. Alright, sorry. This is your pick.
Okay. Thieneman. They're probably pissed off that Halton just went too.
Possibly.
I know what I want to do for them, and it's a dickhead move.
I think they would be thinking about Price. What I think, like, Price is going to go early, like, top 50-ish.
I do too, but I want to give him Nussie.
That's funny. I think he'd be a good fit. But,
He'd be a
like,
fucking
as
great
a,
fit.
but you taking your third quarterback here?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe
I
fourth.
don't know. Maybe fourth.
Carson Wentz.
I'd hope it's your third. I would just cut Carson Wentz at that point. Not like you give him a signing bonus or anything, just let him go.
It's true.
Not anything big. I mean, probably made a little bit, but
Yeah, I think Price.
I wouldn't hate
I also
that.
wonder
Truly,
if this is the first center off the board. Again, it feels
Yep.
early, but
nah. If Rutledge is up there, then I don't have Rutledge like too terribly far from the centers. I guess like Lou and
no, I'm getting a Price. Here you go, Rutledge and Ratledge. I don't think they would actually do that, but
hang on, I'm trying to get the price, but computer.
also if Jacob Rodriguez made it to
No, dude.
the Lions,
I'm considering giving them Golden
I
because
know.
he's more of a like he might even pair. Well, I don't know. Like, they both
He'd be
pair pretty well with Jack
sick
Campbell.
with Jack Campbell,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they're Golday is more similar, I think, to Jack Campbell than what Jacob Rodriguez is, but either one.
Some ways, yeah.
Plus, then he can pair back up with his brother Malcolm Rodriguez.
They need corner too.
You could use it for sure.
Like they didn't like their secondary was bad. Like
Yes.
they just didn't play well together. So
They added somebody though, didn't they?
if it was like needle
Roger
moving,
McCreary.
I don't remember. Yeah, he's just a little better than I thought, but I was thinking Pons. He
I would like
just
that.
plays like a dog, bro. I think
Yeah.
I think thinking him or Halsey, but I think I'm gonna go Pons. Yeah, I'm
I
gonna go
like
Pons.
that. I like that. I could see Terrell as well, but I like either one.
Yeah.
Again, center is on the table firmly.
Yep.
We gave them Concepcion. Stowers.
Bowers is definitely on the table. I
Do
think
you still think that the Broncos are trying to trade up right now? And if they are, is there a specific player that you'd be coming up for?
if I had to just randomly guess, and I know this is biased based upon what I like too, so I'm probably just wrong, but to me it was gonna be like, is there a chance they like Golday? Yes. I think Rodriguez probably would be the linebacker they were trading up for. Otherwise, I think they'd probably just wait and maybe get like Anthony Hill or Kyle Lewis or one of the other guys that I like back there.
Yeah.
But like Stowers, I think would be in consideration. But I do think I think they would.
They would want to.
Part of me thinks
Ingram.
they would just let him. Yeah, and like Stowers would be a good like to have behind
Right.
Ingram like for like a year and then whatever. So like maybe like if they really like Stowers, then yes, for sure.
Right.
Like I think he's probably on a short list of. Unless the reason why they had that extra meeting with him is because they had questions and those questions were answered and they were answered in a bad way and then they just have him off of their board now. Like that could very well just be possible and he's not on their board at all.
Right.
Halsey's interesting, but like we have 2 starting safeties. Like I don't know that they're trading up for their 3rd safety when
right.
That Key and Skinner were like basically top 5 special teams guys, and also when they saw the field last year,
they
played well.
Right.
So like I don't think we're
again. Still have Barron who could play safety.
Correct. So like I definitely don't think we're trading up for one in a pretty decently deep-ish class of guys that are at least pretty good. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, to me, if they're going to trade up for a position, it's tight end, some sort of defensive line, probably 5 technique guy, like if Halton was there. Maybe I don't even know if they would do that, but and then linebacker. But again, like the Broncos typically don't do that for linebackers, at least recently, because that's like how their defense goes, and they just signed both their guys back to like not super expensive deals, and Singleton's pretty much just a 1-year deal. But then they're also talking about Jonah Ellis moving inside, maybe. Drew Sanders is going to be back, which I know I'm not banking on anything, and then they have.
That's why I'm thinking about Golday, because Golday feels like what Drew Sanders could have been in terms of like the height and athleticism.
Sure.
He's a little less stuck in between, but
I think.
Because the other thing that's sticking out to me for the Panthers right now, and I know it's not listed as a need, but like Caleb Lomu, for the same reasons that we talked about Freeling earlier, he's fallen probably too far at this point.
Yeah, he's value at this point for
sure. But we gave them Terrell in the 1st, man. Like, I gotta consider that too.
Yeah.
Which one?
He's still
here
because
between
for the Panthers.
Yeah. Or Stowers, one of the 3. Because I could really go either way. Or any of the 3 ways, I guess. Technically, either's 2, but you know what I mean.
I would go Lomu. I think that the value's there for Lomu, and I think that they obviously need to prioritize keeping the O-line pretty good, because if they're going to keep Bryce, like,
upright,
he's not great if he's running around, like consistently running around.
All right.
The Packers. I might get Rutledge here.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah. Rutledge or Golday are the 2 that stuck out to me immediately.
God damn it. That's exactly what I was going to say. They did get Zaire Franklin, though, so I don't know that they would necessarily have to.
Well, I'm going to go Rutledge anyway, so.
Beautiful.
Because they're back on the clock.
Back up. Avion Terrell?
Speaking of Terrell,
Done.
Another Terrell.
Glad we were on the same page.
Blake Miller. They got to get an AJ Brown replacement, right? Or Halsey's here though.
They don't need an AJ Brown replacement. They have
Wicks. I know, sure, whatever.
They have Devontae Wicks, Dontavion Wicks.
Yeah, Bernard. I think I'm gonna go
Eli Stowers as their long-term replacement for.
I can see them liking Stooks as safety too.
Just on a 1-year
I'm probably gonna go Halsey.
I like that.
Yakis is tempting though. I think that's the type of edge they like a lot. I think he would like they draft 2 different types of edges, but I think they would like they usually have a couple guys that are Jennings Hunt-esque, and then they have some guys that are more,
Nolan Smith.
not even that, more like, who am I thinking of? Brandon Graham, I guess, is who I was
Oh
thinking
yeah,
of.
yeah.
I'm gonna go Halsey. That was the first one that kind of stuck out to me.
I like that. Malachi Lawrence in the first. They're probably pissed off that they can't get Halsey.
Mm-hmm. That was a part of the plan.
Let's see what you did there. Let's see what you did there. Set that up. They could use a Rhonda Gatson replacement, I think.
Well,
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't hate them going Jeremy Bernard.
I can see it. I'm not like as big on them going wide receiver as other
I'm not
people,
either.
but
I
like
don't
I
like
get it.
I don't like it unless they're gonna trade one of the guys that they have.
I get it because like they don't have Keenan anymore. I guess it just depends. Like if they
Sticks.
aren't going to give Trey Harris like any chance to develop, like
Right.
it's only been there a year.
And even what's his face too. They had both of them, right? Yeah. Lambert Smith played well enough, I thought, last year.
Oh yeah.
In limited action. Penn State legend.
This sucks for the Broncos. I think I'm gonna go Golday. They lost the playmaker at linebacker. I don't think they really replaced it.
Yeah, I mean it's Stowers or Golday, probably one of the two.
I thought about Stowers too.
But I like Brenton Strange, so I don't
Me
necessarily
too.
feel like it's a huge need. But yeah,
I'm gonna go Golday. I'm gonna go.
Ventrell Miller is missing from that roster.
Bears. Center, finally.
Well, do I go center or do I go? What's the more likely pick that the next two go? I guess probably center.
Well,
I'm going Sam Hecht.
what the heck? 49ers. Zion. Let me just do the Kamar Ramsey thing again, right?
Could.
So early for him. And Travis Burke, I raised up pretty high, but it's still too early, way too early. Like, 49ers are a team that would do that. 49ers are also a team that's like, oh, you know what, Oscar Delp, you seem like a good replacement for George Kittle.
I was
Just
actually
take
thinking
you
the same
round
thing,
two.
but about Max Clare.
Yeah, well, I mean that's the obvious one, right? Like that's the one that like okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it depends. Who's the most frat boy tight end that they could take? Because that's what they would go for.
Max Clare played at Purdue before Ohio State. I don't know. Good question. Wait, who do they take? Edge, Zion Young.
They could also go like Abney. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Nussy,
Imagine. I feel like they're making like a weird pick here.
Heidenreich.
That would be stupid. As much as I like him,
It would be
that'd be
hilarious, man.
it would be. And maybe I do actually give him tight end. I was kind of kidding.
I kind of don't hate it. Michael Trigg in the second.
I get. Ugh, that's gross. That's inconsistent. He's not their type either. That. Everything's telling me just to go for Kamar Ramsey, but I feel like we did it so much that it's just not going to actually happen. Wheatley, Bud Clark. I mean, I have all those guys here. Is Max Clare a good enough blocker? feel like he did so well at run blocking this year. I'm gonna give him Claire. Yeah, I'm gonna give him Claire.
I like that.
Joking about Delp and then it ended up Claire.
Yep. I just like that you told me that's the obvious one. Like Stowers wasn't also in the mix, but
I just think they need more. They
know,
typically
they
like the guy who can block.
They do. You're right. You're right.
So to me, it wouldn't make sense.
You're not wrong. But you don't have to say it. Let's see. Texans could use
A fucking running back. I know they have Demon, but
you got Woody. They're fine.
wait, do we give him a center yet? No.
No. That's what I'm kind of thinking about doing. Kind of thinking Connor Liu.
Yeah.
Am I thinking Connor Liu? Slaughter or Liu?
I think Lou.
I think Liu as well. Then you're back to the Bears.
We were glad they took a. Well, maybe glad. I guess maybe they would have liked Lou, or maybe. Who we giving that? McNeil Warren. Heck. Is this just wait, is he gone?
Who?
No, Big Citrus.
No, you have him buried. He's like 83 now for you.
It says buried.
I would.
10 lower than ADP.
Tell me why I shouldn't take Garrett Nussmeier.
For who?
The Rams.
Because they're going to trade for Will Levis.
All right, good
because
point.
they're going to
Kyle Lewis.
they're going to win that one. Yeah. Okay.
They love their pit defensive players who are undersized and super athletic. All right, Broncos. Garrett Nussmeier.
Yeah. I mean, like obviously the pick, like oh, just pick Stowers, but I think there's a world that they have interest in Stowers. There's a world, as much as it kind of pains me, but like one of these edges that are here, I do think there's some validity to that. Like that's why their defense is so good. They can have 5 different guys rushing and they're always fresh and they do it all the time. Like even on downs, I'm like, why is Nick Bonito not in the game? And then freaking
Jonathan Cooper gets
a sack. Q freaking Robinson gets a sack. And I'm like, well, I guess that's why.
Sure.
Yeah. So like our Mason Thomas would make some sense. Gabe Yakas would make some sense. Joshua Joseph, like sure, yeah. Anthony Hill, I think, would be in there. I doubt they go running back. I like Jonah Coleman. I doubt they do it at 62. I think if they're taking a running back, it's probably with one of their 4th round picks if they don't like trade up into the 3rd. Yeah. If I had to just guess. All of that in saying, I'm probably just going to go Stowers. Anthony Hill is interesting though, and so is I think you probably already just said it, but I think Trotter and Elam Zor and I think those guys are all at linebacker probably in the discussion.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if that's the case, they probably move down, which I think they could definitely do. If all the guys they just they're gone, they just move down. Maybe add more picks next year, or even this year, and then just keep moving those picks around. But I'm gonna go Stowers. I just think if he's there, it's kind of hard not to take him. I would hope that they would take him if he's there.
I like that.
So, and some fans would be pissed about it because they'd be like, "Well, you have Ingram, and now they play the same role," but it's I don't think they're gonna. I doubt unless he signs for cheap. I doubt they re-sign Ingram to another contract unless it's.
Right.
I mean, if he does really well this year, then maybe, but.
Right.
I don't know. Just
I
get
also still
Stowers.
think that they could play different roles.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Realistically, you need wide receiver too. So like one of them just could line up in line. One of them lines up at slot. Like, and I know that's kind of the argument is both of them would probably be the slot type guy as opposed to an inline, whatever. But I don't know. They could both be on the field at the same time, and I wouldn't hate it.
Sure.
Like Njoku and Fannin, and I get that's also a different conversation because Njoku plays more inline, but
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I trust Stowers blocking more than I would trust Enger blocking, I think. And I'm not saying that Stowers is like an elite run blocker, but by any means. But
fair.
I think Evan Ingram is kind of a bad run blocker. I think he's better than people give him credit for because they think he's just an athletic guy, but I don't know.
He gets in the way enough, but that's about all he does. He doesn't like. Which, to be fair, I think that's all Stowers will probably be able to do too. If I'm going to be completely honest, but that's why again, like I think there's a world that like Delp, he just didn't have the production because they didn't throw to him. The quarterback sucked, but like he's a little more better of a blocker, but close to the same athleticism.
Right.
So like, I think there's a world that they just like him better and get him later, but who knows?
That's fair. I'm going Anthony Hill.
Yeah.
For Washington.
I like that. And the Seahawks, they got Falk. Tell me why I should not just take Mike Washington.
Because
there's a corner here that you think. Because Keontae Scott's here. Because Keith Abney's here.
Yes, but also I think Yak. We already agreed with Falk. Never mind. Yeah. Actually, hold on. Let me look at something. You know who really lost their safeties?
Who?
The Seahawks.
Well, they still have
Julian Love, but that's it. Ty Okada is currently starting for them.
Look who's playing nickel.
Oh, E-Man. Yeah. But, when you could have Kamari Ramsey...
I don't think it's impossible. Yeah.
Cam,
I don't think it's possible.
Ari, Chancellor, Ramsey. Bam Bam, Cam Ari.
That is the one. I'm going to go Mike Washington.
I like that.
As of right
Mike
now,
Washington over Coleman, too. I kind of like that, actually, too, for him. It is
I mean, like,
what they need.
I have them close. And I think Coleman... I don't know, though. Like, Coleman's tape last year, I have him above Washington a little bit because I always liked Coleman a little more than I think consensus. His tape last year was just better than anything Mike Washington's ever put out. So, but I think Mike Washington has a little more juice to him. So I think, and he still has the size. I think they would probably value that. So,
I like that.
Yes, sir. 4 Ohio State guys in a row. Crazy.
It's funny.
Still looks funny to me.
Yeah. I have work next Thursday, so we will not be able to be live for the draft for like what feels like the 8th year in a row.
Ooh.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, I need to talk about that off camera too. But I don't know if we will be live again at some point before the draft. My guess is probably not, just based off of both of us being busy. But I think we will each do a final mock and save that so that we can review it probably maybe after the draft or do something like that that following week there and just kind of do one quick draft recap, talk about where we're at. Again, I'm expecting that there's going to be some trades. I'm expecting there's going to be probably some free agency moves that start to happen then as well once the draft is done, so we can probably kind of go over those as well. But again, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Hope everything goes well. Hope the draft goes well for your team. Unless you're a Ravens, Bengals, or Browns fan, in which case I hope it goes horribly. By proxy, also a Chiefs, Raiders, or Chargers fan.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But yep, that's all.